Chapter 58. Lu Chen looked at the money on his card. He had sold more than 100,000 yuan over the past 2 days. In addition to the 500,000 yuan from before, he now had 650,000 yuan in savings. I still have a 50,000 yuan coupon, and I can get a 30% discount. Lu Chen calculated. I can buy a house worth 1,000,000 yuan. In Rivertown, a house worth 1,000,000 yuan was enough to buy a house in the city center. Coincidentally, Zhongqing has a real estate in the city center. I'll go take a look in a few days. Lu Chen decided that he had to do a field trip this time. Returning to the game calmly, Lu Chen began the next step of evolution, fusing the 3-petal flower Demoness bloodline. Bloodline fusion completed. You've received a new talent, Inferior Succubus bloodline. Under Lu Chen's 3 talents, there was a new talent. Talent, Inferior Werewolf bloodline, Stage 4, Talent, Inferior Poisonous Spider bloodline, Stage 4, Talent, Inferior Snake bloodline, Stage 4, Talent, Inferior Succubus bloodline, Stage 0 Succubus becomes one with nature. Field vision increases by 100 meters. Immune to low-level charm type effects. Huh? What kind of talent is this? Lu Chen was a little disappointed. It did not add attack, defense, or any other special attributes. It only added vision and immunity to low-level charm type effects. It was a little useless. Speaking of which, when he fought the 3-petal flower Demoness, he did not find anything special about it. Forget it. It's just an extra ability anyway. Lu Chen had a lot of low-level materials, so he simply upgraded it to Stage 4. Talent, Inferior Succubus bloodline, Stage 4 field vision increases by 400 meters. Immune to low-level charm type effects. Next, it was Lu Chen's change in appearance. Previously, Lu Chen was half jackal, half spider, and had a snake tail. After fusing with the 3-petal flower Demoness, 2 branches grew out of Lu Chen's head. Lu Chen held his forehead. I shouldn't have fused with the flower Demoness bloodline. Well, since he was already ugly, Lu Chen did not care about this small change. 7 heads and 3 idiots were still farming. Lu Chen calculated in his mind. As more and more players rushed out of the poison fog forest, the silhouettes of players could already be seen in the low-level areas. When we came out of the secret dungeon, we were level 1. Although we didn't level up much in the past few days, our leveling speed didn't fall behind too much when we were hacking. Now that the whole party is level 14, we should be able to go and kill level 17 or 18 tiger monsters. Thinking of this, Lu Chen recalled his subordinates and headed deeper into the 100-beast mountain range. Striped tigers and giant pin-armored bears had already appeared on the road. However, Lu Chen felt that there were too few of them and that their levels were too low, so he continued to lead the team forward. Needless to say, Lu Chen's world seemed to have become a little different after his field of vision widened. He could see the distribution of monsters far away and decide his route. Why was the area in front covered in fog? I can't see anything. This area was very hidden, and there was some camouflage around it. Under normal circumstances, it was almost impossible to find. When Lu Chen had opened the map, he had not discovered this place. Could it be that the flower goblin's talent helped me find this place? Out of curiosity, Lu Chen walked to the outskirts of this area. The area in front of him was completely covered in white fog, and the visibility was estimated to be less than 10 meters. After taking another 2 steps forward, Lu Chen saw a stone tablet by the side of the road. Seeing the stone tablet, Lu Chen's heart tightened. The stone tablet had appeared twice before. One was in front of the poison fog forest, and the other was in front of the mass grave. The monsters in these 2 places were stronger than the monsters in the surroundings. The name of this place was written on the stone tablet, as well as a couplet and a sentence. Dense fog forest. Heaven and earth rotate, the 8 directions are not visible, the paths lead to a secluded place. Heaven and earth turn upside down, it is difficult to distinguish between what is real and what is false, the road leads to a lost path. Please note, once the dense fog forest is activated, it will begin to expand until a player destroys the dense fog forest's octagonal array core. Lu Chen frowned. What's going on? Is this a maze or an illusion? Is the last sentence a warning? If I go in and can't destroy the octagonal array core, the fog environment will continue to expand? The game mechanics of Jiutian determined that Lu Chen had to be cautious. If it were a normal game, mazes and illusions would not be a problem. However, Jiutian used brain-connected technology. In other words, illusions or extremely complex maps would affect the player's body. Since we're here, let's go in and take a look. Lu Chen decided to enter the dense fog forest. Just as Lu Chen stepped into the dense fog forest, the entire server made a system announcement. Player, Solipsistic, has activated the dense fog forest. Server warning, server mission activated, resist invasion. The group of people was instantly dumbfounded. What's going on? What server mission? What's that guy doing? That's not right. He activated the dense fog forest. Why did we activate the mission? When the players checked this server-wide quest in their own quest system, the entire player forum blew up. Fuck, did you see the resist invasion mission? This is playing us to death. That person quickly posted a screenshot. Mission, resist invasion, level 20 server mission, mission description. The unknown fog on the east side of the Celestial Mountain has been activated and is spreading at an extremely fast speed. After the investigation of the Celestial Mountain elders, they found that the fog is extremely harmful. It can increase the strength of wild monsters, weaken the attack power of humans, permanently corrode equipment, lower the upper limit of equipment durability, irreparable, and slow down the speed of spiritual power cultivation. Mission details: destroy the octagon formation in the dense fog forest as soon as possible. Mission reward: the person who destroys the octagon formation will receive a special reward. After the mission is completed, the entire server will receive double EXP for 10 hours. Fuck, I'm going to vomit blood. Increase the strength of wild monsters, weaken our attack power, permanently reduce the upper limit of equipment durability, slow down the speed of spiritual power cultivation. This fog is too much. Level 20 mission. The unique and righteous is level 20. Impossible. But the whole server gets double EXP for 10 hours. Fuck, if we can complete the mission, the reward will be awesome. Awesome my *SS, brother, I also want to destroy the octagon formation, but I'm still stuck in the newbie area. I'm on the Celestial Mountain, but I didn't find any dense fog forest. At this time, thousands of professional teams across the country were holding an emergency meeting at the same time. The 15 team leaders of the Thunder Guild were all asked to go offline and were sitting in the meeting room. You've all seen the invasion resistance mission, this mission. The guild leader, Liang Zhanbua, frowned. The mission reward mentioned a special reward, which was a huge temptation for any guild, but, although some of Thunder Guild members had already left the newbie village and gone to the main city to learn the mission, they had even started to organize some of the team members to level up in the 100 Beast Mountain range. But until now, none of the team members had found any dense fog forest. They had no clue about this server-wide mission. So, everyone who has passed the poisonous fog forest will form groups of 5 and search the entire poisonous fog forest. In order to raise everyone's morale, Liang Zhanbua specially mentioned that person, who was also the initiator of this server-wide mission. We have to fight for this mission. Solipsistic's level is high. At the beginning of the game, he used some unknown method to walk in front of everyone. But don't forget, we are professionals. In all the previous games, who doesn't know about Thunder Guild? This is the proof of everyone's strength. Just as the officials said, after level 10, the game really begins. We can definitely surpass him. Plus, he's only level 12 now. He can't destroy all 8 octagons by himself, so this is the best chance for us to turn the tables. Chapter 59. Before the first wave had subsided, another wave arose. Due to the early appearance of the full-service mission, the system further explained the full-service mission. Jiutian had a total of 900 beginners areas. Tianqing also allowed players to change their IP to another beginner's village, but the prerequisite was that the player had not killed any monsters above elite within 12 hours. In other words, Tianqing allowed players to change beginners' villages, but did not allow players to use this method to kill unlimited bosses. And this full-service mission directly caused Jiutian's Celestial Mountain and 100 Beast Mountain regions to be merged. The full-service Celestial Mountain and 100 Beast Mountain regions will be temporarily merged into one server. After 2 minutes, all players will be forced to go offline. The merging will last for 15 minutes. Please wait patiently. This news was like a bomb that exploded among all the players in the server. EDS Guild Club Manager, the full-service merger means that all forces will appear in one server. Immediately organize people to search for the fog forest. We must get the reward for destroying the formation TT Guild. Lin Sun said excitedly, "Oh my god, the full-service merger. This is a full-service mission, so the reward will definitely be extraordinary. Once the fog invades, everyone can forget about leveling up. So, all members in level 10 main cities, immediately search for the fog forest." RTS Guild Club. Without a doubt, all the top players in the server will be eyeing this mission. You must give it your all and get the reward. Tai Group, Gaming Department. This was a department specially set up for Jiutian. The chairman had personally spoken. "Everyone, I have emphasized more than once the importance of your work. Don't treat Jiutian as a game, treat it as a job. You are the best of the Tai Group, our vanguard. I am very satisfied with your performance. At least until now, we have not lost to any professional teams. For this full-service mission, Solipsistic can't take all the rewards alone. As for the full-service merger, let me give you an example. It will be like the Huashan Duel, where all the top players in the server will compete in one server. Heroes vying for supremacy, in the end, the winner will be the brave one. Rivertown Dragon Club. Immediately inform all the members who have passed the poison fog forest to stay up all night. Those who have returned home can stay online for now. There is no need to go to the company tomorrow. We've already discussed it with the Cloud Top Guild. This time, we'll work together. Whether or not we can get a share of the loot will affect the future development of our guild." Northern Military Vanguard Group. Li Muhua had already gathered all 67 soldiers. "Everyone, I'm sure you've seen the quest. This is going to be a brutal battle. I know we're not at an advantage in terms of level and equipment, but we, the Vanguard Party, have to face it head-on. Attention, all departments. We'll be working through the night. We must find the poison fog forest." 2 more of Winchim's party members followed the Rock Ghost King and YYF Guild through the poison fog forest. Winchim immediately regrouped with her party and joined the Rock Ghost King and YYF Guild. Oh my god, the entire server has merged. The whole server mission this time is too big. Fengling Zi was in the team and seemed to be particularly excited. The reward for this mission will definitely not be bad. Ask the Solipsistic where the poison fog forest is. Forget it. I'm not that familiar with him. He definitely won't tell me such a sensitive question. But his level shouldn't be higher than 1. We should be able to find it if we look for it in places with more monsters. The most important thing is to be careful of the other guilds. As the only person in the entire server who was in the poison fog forest, Lu Chen was not excited at all. Lu Chen shook his head. What was wrong with the system? Why didn't it tell him in advance? Why did it make him appear on the news so easily? Why did it have to be so high profile? Looking at the poison fog forest in front of him, Lu Chen felt a little strange. When he was looking from the outside, he could not see the situation inside the poison fog forest at all. But now that he was inside, he realized that there was no difference between the inside and outside. There were a lot of monsters around, but it did not seem that dangerous. Could it be the flower goblin's talent? Lu Chen was not sure. Anyway, he was waiting for the game to restart. Not long after, Lu Chen was kicked out of the game. 15 minutes later, the game could be logged in normally. However, Lu Chen was not in a hurry to enter the game. He was also very interested in this temporary server merger. He thought about how spectacular it would be when all the experts in the server were placed in the same celestial mountain. He turned on Feng Ling Zi's live broadcast. Feng Ling Zi had already entered the game. When Feng Ling Zi opened her eyes, she was shocked. Oh my god, so many people. Feng Ling Zi could not help but exclaim. It makes me feel like I was born in the novice village when the game just started. Feng Ling Zi was not exaggerating at all. In Feng Ling Zi's line of sight, the celestial mountain was already crowded with players. The three novice villages shared a level 10 main city. Originally, there were not many people in a level 10 main city. It was already not bad if there were only about 200 people. However, after the servers merged, there were at least a few thousand people in the celestial mountain. There was a sea of people, and all of them were very high level. They were all level 10, and some were even level 11. They were all well equipped and had at least 3 or 4 pieces of equipment on them. To be able to take care of these people so well, to be able to rush out of the poison fog forest among their many companions, there was no doubt that these people were the elites of the elites, the experts of the various big forces. At this moment, these experts were all gathered together. In the live broadcast room, the audience saw this scene and could not help but get excited. Wow, these are the strongest players in the country. Oh right. There is no novice protection after level 10. They won't be fighting outside, right? 10,000 people fighting, just thinking about it makes me excited. Who would be fighting outside now? They will definitely go to the poison fog forest first. Although there were a few thousand people here, in just a short moment, everyone quickly found their own organization. From these gathered IDs, one by one, the strong guilds had really surfaced. Stop looking, gather, we're leaving now. YYF Divine Light said loudly, we have a total of 55 people, we are not afraid of the other guilds, but we still have to be careful on the way. One by one, the teams left the Celestial Mountain and headed towards the 100 Beast Mountain range. The outside world generally thought that the best in the world's level would not exceed 1. After all, the experience required to level up had increased by several times compared to before, so almost everyone was heading towards the 1 leveling area. In the dense forest, the teams kept a distance from each other and carried out a carpet search of the entire area. Wow, this is spectacular! Lu Chen exclaimed. After watching the show, it was time for him to go online. He exited the official website and entered the game. He was in the fog forest. He summoned the 7-headed 3 idiots from the army order. After the game was rebooted, the horror of the fog forest was finally revealed. Not far in front of Lu Chen, a wave of monsters spawned. There were about 20 of them. The levels of the monsters were not high, only around level 15, but the problem was that they were at least elite monsters, and there was even a boss among them. What was different from the monsters outside was that there was an additional word behind their names, super mutated. Are they all mutated, or super mutated? Lu Chen thought for a while and said, the mission said that the fog can strengthen the monsters. I'm in the center of the fog now, so it's normal for these guys to have super mutated. Maybe because they are too strong after super mutating, their levels are only around level 15. I wonder how strong they will be after super mutating. Since it's a server-wide mission, it should be very difficult. No matter what, since he was here, Lu Chen still wanted to fight. Let's see if we can pull them out to fight. Big head, you. Lu Chen turned around and was about to plan a battle strategy when he saw Big Head's name. Not only Big Head, but even the seven-headed three idiots' names had changed. These guys actually had a word behind their names. Super mutated. He looked again and saw that there was an additional word behind his long list of names, super mutated. After his brain short-circuited for a few seconds, Lu Chen slapped his head. Damn, I almost forgot, I'm also a monster. Chapter 60. The monsters in the misty forest had mutated, including Lu Chen and his subordinates. Looking at his own attributes, Lu Chen's eyes widened. His basic attributes had doubled. Attack plus 400, defense plus 130, HP plus 10,000. Damn, my attributes have doubled after the mutation. Originally, Lu Chen was still a little afraid of these super mutated elites and bosses, but now he was suddenly full of confidence. Hehe, is this the benefit of being a monster? This time, we're in the bag. Lu Chen's lips curled up slightly. I'll tank, you guys go all out. After saying that, Lu Chen led the team straight to the first wave of monsters. At the same time, the monsters also discovered Lu Chen and the others, and the two sides instantly engaged in battle. Minus 113, minus 115, minus 342, critical hit. The numbers above Lu Chen's head were densely packed. The boss had dealt a critical hit, but it only dealt around 300 HP. If it was before, Lu Chen would definitely not be able to withstand it, but now that he had 13,000 HP, a damage of 1 or 200 could not do anything to him. Lu Chen went up and clawed, and 3 numbers appeared above the head of an elite on the opposite side. Minus 743, critical hit, minus 300, poisoned, minus 300, poisoned. One attack directly dealt 1,300 HP, and that guy had around 5,000 HP. Lu Chen had directly dealt 1/4 of his HP. The seven heads attacks were not inferior at all. Minus 174, minus 142, minus 138, minus 144. The 7 people attacked at the same time, dealing around 1,000 damage. Moreover, the surrounding monsters were crazily shot by the 7 heads, and their HP was decreasing at a visible rate. Including the damage from the first attack, the 7 heads attacks, and the subsequent poison damage, 1 monster was gone. The only problem was that the catapults would attract other monsters. After all, Lu Chen could only attack a single target, and could not quickly pull the aggro of all the monsters. At this time, he had to rely on 3 dumb. The aggro of the catapults was very low, and 3 dumb could quickly pull the aggro of the monsters. Then, Lu Chen would take over and stabilize the monsters, ensuring that 7 kills would go all out. The coordination of the 11 people could only be described as perfect. Lu Chen's team's firepower was too strong. Even the boss could not withstand their attacks. In less than 2 minutes, the health points of the wild monsters were almost empty. After fighting for another 10 seconds, the Wolf King followed closely behind and fell to the ground with a loud crash. At the same time, the system messages quickly flooded the screen. Killed Serene Moon Silver Wolf, level 15 Super Variant Elite. Obtained 1,250 aura points. Obtained 3 Class 4 innate fragments. Obtained 3 Class 4 evolution points. Killed Serene Moon Silver Wolf, level 15 Super Variant Elite. Captured 1,250 aura points. Obtained 3 Grade 4 innate fragments. Obtained 3 4-star evolution points. Increased pure aura by 3. Killed Serene Moon Silver Wolf, level 15 Super Variant Elite. Obtained 1,250 aura points. Obtained 3 Class 4 innate fragments. Obtained 3 Class 4 evolution points. Fuck, an elite dropped a 4-star material. And it's 3 times the drop rate. Lu Chen was astonished. It seemed that after the super mutation, their quality had also increased. Obtained Spiked Mace, level 10 white, obtained Wolfskin Shoulder Pads, level 10 white, obtained Wolfskin Shoulder Pads, level 10 white, obtains spiked mace, level 10 white. These drops are exploding. Although these equipment were only worth a few hundred each and could not be compared to the more expensive equipment, there were so many of them that they were almost guaranteed to drop. Killed Serene Moon Wolf King, level 17 super variant boss. Captured 2,750 aura points. Obtained 3 class 5 innate fragments. Obtained 3 class 5 evolution points. Obtained Wolf King's claws, level 15 green, obtained item, Dark Iron Ring, level 15 green, obtained Wolfskin shoulder pads, level 10 white, fuck, 2 pieces of green equipment. Lu Chen hastily checked the equipment. Wolf King's claws, level 15 green, attack power, 22 to 38, strength plus 16, agility plus 21, vitality plus 19, increase critical strike chance by 3%. Increase critical strike damage by 10%. Looking at the equipment's properties, Lu Chen did not say anything and changed the broken stone. Dark Metal Ring, level 15 green, attack power, 13 to 18, increase critical strike chance by 4%. Fuck, so strong. Lu Chen did not care about his reputation anymore. He immediately opened the new equipment slot and equipped the ring. After equipping the 2 pieces of equipment, Lu Chen's critical strike chance increased from 23% to 30%. Additionally, it increased critical strike damage by 10%. Almost all of my critical strikes. Ha! In a short period of time, Lu Chen's experience had increased by 27,000. He had obtained more than 20 pieces of equipment and had also exchanged for 2 pieces of level 15 equipment. Fuck, this is a leveling paradise. Lu Chen took a deep breath, so the dense fog forest is also a place to give benefits. No. For players, the dense fog forest should be very scary. Monsters have mutated and my strength has decreased. Whatever, I don't care. Anyways, I am very happy here. Lu Chen thought for a bit and decided to put the equipment in the market. Right now, there are so many people outside. They need equipment right now. My little white equipment should sell well. The value of an item was determined by the market. Since there were a lot of people who needed new equipment, Lu Chen raised the price slightly when he marked the price. The spiked mace was priced at 800, and the wolfskin shoulder guard was priced at 300. I don't know if I can sell them. Who cares, I'll put them up first. After putting on the equipment, Lu Chen went back into battle. With my enhanced vision, it is not hard to find a few waves of monsters. Lu Chen frowned slightly, but if I run around like this, it doesn't seem very efficient. Coincidentally, there was a high ground in front of him. Lu Chen ran to the high ground and observed the situation around him. After looking around, Lu Chen found more than 10 waves of monsters. He marked these locations on his personal map. Alright, let's follow this route and clear them all in one round. Thunder Guild's assistants, Lorita and Fructose, were paying close attention to the market. Boss had already told them that after the merging of the servers, there might be a fight. Now that everyone did not have the new bee protection, they would drop their equipment if they died. Even if they were wearing the equipment, they might drop it if they were unlucky. Moreover, no one could predict the outcome of this server-wide quest. If the fog was not controlled, then the fog would corrode equipment. The management had already said that they had to be fully prepared. Even if the price was higher, they had to find a way to stock up. The market is full of low-level equipment. We don't need them anymore. Lorita leaned on Fructose's shoulder and said in a bored tone. Fructose patted her friend's head. Yeah, even if the guild gets to level 10 equipment, they would give it to their own members first. Who would sell it? Oh right, Solipsistic doesn't seem to be doing much recently. Yeah, other than selling a batch of level 10 equipment and that flower dress, he hasn't sold any equipment in a long time. Speaking of that dress, it was sold for 100,000 yuan. It might be from a secret dungeon. Anyway, no one else has gotten it from other places. At this moment, a batch of equipment appeared on the market one after another. Spiked mace, wolf skin vest, they were all level 10 equipment. Lorita hurriedly sat up. Aya, that guy has dropped equipment again. The price is more expensive than before. It's okay, it's still within the acceptable range. Boss said that even if the price is higher, we have to stock up. Hurry up and snatch it. The two of them occupied the market. Whenever an item was refreshed, they would snatch it. Even so, the chances of snatching it were not high. No, we didn't manage to snatch it again. There are so many people snatching it. Ignore them, hurry up and snatch it. Chapter 61. After the second wave of monsters, Lu Chen opened the trading post and found that his items had all been bought. He looked at the time of purchase. It was even faster than the last time when the price was lower. They were all bought in seconds. Looks like many teams need a lot of equipment for this server-wide quest. If that's the case, wouldn't it be a waste if I don't take the opportunity to earn some money? Lu Chen set the price of his spiked mace at 1,000 and his shoulder pads at 500. This price should be about right. After all, these equipment were dropped by monsters outside. Now, these teams had the ability to kill monsters outside. However, they urgently needed it now. Lu Chen thought about how he could earn at least 10,000 from this wave of monsters, not including the equipment dropped by the boss. Brothers, we've earned 15,000 in 5 minutes. Let's go. At the same time, the player army was looking for the entrance to the fog forest in the 100 Beast Mountain range. Strange, where is the fog forest? There are so many people and no one has found it. Could it be that someone has already entered? Impossible, there are so many teams. Once a team enters the fog forest, the surrounding teams will definitely notice. But it's been a few hours. We've searched from the level 1 area to the level 15 area. We haven't seen anything. Just as everyone was wondering what was going on, someone suddenly said, Lone Tyrant couldn't have gone to a higher ranked place, right? Higher level. Solipsistic wasn't in the level 15 area. Thunderclap's leader, Thunderous Howl, shook his head. Impossible, when he discovered the secret dungeon, he was only level 12. Even if he doesn't go offline for 24 hours, he can't be higher than level 15. Thunderous Howl said, but solipsistic strength. Maybe he can fight higher level monsters. I know. But the value of fighting higher level monsters might not be higher than fighting lower level monsters. Also, didn't you notice that Solipsistic has been selling his goods crazily while we're looking for the fog forest? I know, he calculated that we need the equipment and almost doubled the price. But he's selling the equipment dropped by the Dark Moon Silver Wolves. That means he's still nearby. It had to be said that Lei Xiaotian knew how to grasp any details. Lu Chen really didn't go far, but the entrance to the fog forest seemed to be blocked by an illusion. When players reached a higher level, they would grasp more cultivation techniques. Among them, there was no lack of cultivation techniques that could allow players to see through basic disguises. However, players had only recently entered a level 10 main city, so they did not possess such cultivation techniques. Lu Chen had only discovered the cave by chance after obtaining the Flower Demon's bloodline. It was no wonder that this mission was defined as a level 20 mission. At the current level, it was almost impossible to discover. Just as everyone was feeling confused, someone suddenly exclaimed not far away. Look, there's mist over there. Lei Xiaotian looked towards the source of the sound. Indeed, there was a large amount of fog surging over from the valley on the east side of the player army. Where did this fog come from? Didn't we go over there to take a look? There's no way out, Thunderous Howl said with a frown. At this moment, the system sent out a server-wide announcement. Player Solipsistic has entered the southeast eye of the formation. Fog is spreading faster. Damn, Solipsistic has found a formation eye. Don't worry, just because he can find the formation eye doesn't mean he can defeat it. Yeah, this is a level 20 mission, and it's a server-wide mission. You can imagine how difficult it is. Everyone, don't worry, the fog is coming from that direction. The fog forest is over there. Lu Chen had already cleared 20 waves of monsters. His bank account had almost 300,000 yuan. Moreover, all 10 of his subordinates had changed into boss equipment. He also had 9 Wolf King Claws and the Ghost Iron Ring. He did not sell these 2 items for now. With so many people snatching the mission from him, he did not intend to let them take advantage of him. At this moment, there was a huge stone pillar in front of Lu Chen. It was 7 to 8 meters tall. At the top of the stone pillar, a ball of flame was burning. This is the southeast eye of the octagon formation, right? Lu Chen circled the formation eye a few times. How do I do this? Do I just destroy the stone pillar? Lu Chen asked Big Head to try attacking the stone pillar. The next moment, a giant beast suddenly appeared in front of the stone pillar. This giant beast was shaped like a fierce tiger. It had a bloody mouth and a pair of wings. It looked extremely powerful. On top of its head was written, Cheong Chi's Soul Remnant, level 20. When the tiger saw Big Head attacking the stone pillar, it went up and clawed. To be precise, it clawed twice. This guy had a combo attack talent. -1255-1286. Seeing the damage, Lu Chen could not help but take a deep breath. A wave of attacks had taken away half of Big Head's health. One had to know that Big Head was now a super mutated monster. If he had not mutated, he would have been instantly killed. Fuck, it's too strong. I'll tank it first, you guys retreat first. Lu Chen hurriedly rushed over to attack. In front of the Cheong Chi's Soul Remnant, the guy's attack speed was even faster than Lu Chen's. -10891122. Against Lu Chen's high physical defense, the Cheong Chi's Soul Remnant was already in the thousands. Lu Chen endured the damage and stabbed with his leg. -1, -300, poisoned, -300, poisoned. Fuck, I can't break through its defense with 500 attacks. Lu Chen was shocked. The Cheong Chi's Soul Remnant's health had reached a terrifying 100,000. Fuck this. 100,000 health. Lu Chen did not dare to think about anything else. He focused 120% on dealing with the Cheong Chi's Soul Remnant. Right, 7 heads, try using your spiritual attack. -14, -14, -14, 7 heads physical attack was not as good as Lu Chen's, but its spiritual attack was not low. It had 14 points, so all the damage was dealt. Lu Chen's brain was working very fast. This guy seems to have high physical defense and attack, but it's afraid of spiritual attack. If other players were to fight it, they would have to use spiritual attack to kill it. My spiritual attack is only 8 points, but my poison effect is still very obvious. But this guy's attack speed is too fast. If I hit it once, it would take 2,000 damage. My 10,000 health can't even take a few hits from it. This Cheong Chi's Soul Remnant was definitely the most terrifying boss Lu Chen had ever encountered. Even if it was a super mutated monster, it was almost impossible to defeat it. A full server quest was indeed not a joke. It was almost impossible to solo it. Lu Chen saw the Cheong Chi's Soul Remnant pouncing over and hurriedly used web entanglement to temporarily control it. My poison can deal a total of 4,000 damage. Including its HP regeneration, I can definitely kill it after 30 hits. It's not like we can't fight it if we let the 7-headed 3 idiots tank it a few times, but the margin for error is too low. Alright, then I'll give it a good fight. Lu Chen finally decided to awaken. He stared at the Cheong Chi's Soul Remnant. This time I'm serious. Chapter 62. There was a reason why Lu Yi chose to work in the gaming club. Lu Yi was influenced by her brother. In the era where competitive gaming was popular, Lu Chen, who was only 17 or 18 years old, relied on his insane skills to become the king of the passers-by. At that time, Lu Chen did not have any skills. He relied on boosting to earn money so that the siblings could live a better life. He even dreamed that if he had the chance, he would realize his value through esports. However, fate seemed to have played a joke on Lu Chen. After that, the esports market went downhill. The number of people looking for Lu Chen to boost became fewer and fewer. Lu Chen had no choice but to work. With the appearance of Zhoutian, all the other games in the market were sentenced to death. However, there were similarities between games. It was not the first time Lu Chen encountered danger, but he always reacted calmly. This was inseparable from his esports foundation. This time, when he faced the strongest opponent in history, his dormant passion was awakened once again. Big head, hold it. After being hit by Cheong Chi's claws, the two heads lost more than half of their health. Lu Chen attacked at the right time, using poison and pulling back the aggro. Big head, take some potions to recover your health. Lu Chen said as he pulled away. Web entanglement. The longer he could control it, the better it was to buy time for Big Head to recover his health. 7 seconds later, Cheong Chi broke free from the web and pounced on Lu Chen. He could not let this guy get close. Even if this guy attacked him one more time, it would mean that this strategy would be in a hopeless situation. Cheong Chi's speed was surprisingly fast, even faster than Lu Chen. Lu Chen had to rely on underground travel to change directions continuously to pull away. Stand still, I'll run around you. Lu Chen ordered. The 7 heads and 3 idiots did not attract any aggro. Cheong Chi only had eyes for Lu Chen. This made the 10 subordinates a natural barrier. After the first poisoning effect disappeared, Lu Chen ran with Cheong Chi for a while. 2 heads, use your spiritual energy to attack and pull back the aggro. A moment later, Cheong Chi abandoned Lu Chen and rushed towards second head. Lu Chen quickly turned around and followed closely behind. 2 claws, 2 heads and half HP. Lu Chen arrived in time and poisoned Cheong Chi again. Second head, let's go. Lu Chen was once again in danger. He quickly retreated, using his positioning to widen the distance between them. Even though the blue circle only lasted for a few seconds, the time it took for Cheong Chi to move around was several times longer than the time it took to attack. Furthermore, there must be no mistakes in the process. 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 1 hour, the player army was marching towards the source of the fog. My stamina is dropping so fast. This fog is affecting us greatly. My attributes have decreased by a quarter. It's said that the durability of the equipment will also drop. Damn, that's crazy. Just as everyone was discussing, a black mass suddenly appeared in front of everyone. Upon closer inspection, one would quickly discover that this large area was actually filled with black, dark moon silver wolves. Not good, it's a silver ghost wolf. Level 14 wild monster. What's going on? Why are they all mutated? There are guards here. The entrance must be behind. Everyone, prepare for a team battle. Don't panic, maintain the formation. Talisman Array Masters, use Iron Bastion. Talisman Array Masters were one of the 9 major professions, and their main profession was Talisman Array Masters. Perhaps because of the different professions, Talisman Array Masters could directly learn their first skill, Iron Bastion, in the Talisman Array Master Academy after entering a level 10 main city. This skill could increase the physical defense of the team. Even though its level was relatively low and could only increase physical defense by 20 points, it was better than nothing. Every team had their own Talisman Array Master. In an instant, rays of golden light flashed in the human army. Talisman papers flew into the air and exploded in the air, forming a metal shield that disappeared in an instant. Everyone in the team had already received the +20 physical defense buff. When the Dark Moon's silver wolves saw that there were enemies invading, they rushed over like a black tide. All the teams quickly opened up a defensive line to defend against the attacks of the Dark Moon's silver wolves. The vanguard team of the Northern Army was closer to the front and was the first to engage the wolves. Damn, why is their attack so high? Captain, their attack is 50% higher than the monsters outside. I know, drink your potions. Prepare to switch to the second team. The other teams, help to focus fire. Their defense is also high, and their HP is obviously higher too. Are these normal monsters or elite monsters? The monsters' attributes were increased, while the players' attributes were decreased. Moreover, the wolves here were all level 14. Their levels were already high, so everyone instantly felt a huge pressure. Li Muhua's eyes were about to burst. If his team was wiped out by the wolves, they would die and return to the Celestial Mountain. The reason why they could come so easily before was mainly because they had more people. If they died, it would be very difficult to reach here. Moreover, what if they missed the entrance to the Poison Fog Forest? The team could not be wiped out. Hey, you Shu Mountain people, stop watching. If we are wiped out, you won't be able to escape either. Li Muhua shouted at the Shu Mountain Guild behind him. The Shu Mountain Guild's leader's ID was Shu Mountain Drunken Immortal. He frowned and looked around. The teams in the first row were all in a tough battle. They were only relying on everyone's skills and awareness to barely not be defeated. If this dragged on, no one would be able to hold on. In the end, they would become the new front row. The ruthless people were right. At this time, they were intimately interdependent. They could not be calculative. Got it. Shu Mountain's Drunken Immortal shouted. Shu Mountain people, pay attention. Prepare for a team battle. The 90s guild behind Shu Mountain, Red Flame, and other guilds joined the battle. In order to enter the Poison Fog Forest, everyone must fight against the wolves together. Pull the line apart, or there will be no space to move. Those without HP, use potions. Talisman masters, mend the iron walls. In Fenglingzi's live broadcast room, there were more than 10 million people watching this battle. Seeing these top experts fighting against the wolf pack, everyone couldn't help but feel their hearts rise to their throats. Damn, this is even scarier than a 10,000-man team battle. Those wolves have mutated and become so strong. Not only have the monsters become stronger, but our players' attributes will also decrease in the poison fog. This is the most troublesome thing. Can these people fight their way through? If they can't, then no one can. They are all professional players, and their levels and equipment are the best in the country. I don't think I've heard of a full server quest before. Damn, it's all because of Solipsistic. If the poison fog really spreads to the Celestial Mountain, how are we going to play in the future? Right, where's Solipsistic? It's been 1.5 hours. Why is there no news at all? No matter how strong their attributes are, they can't survive in the poison fog. Look at the nearly 10,000 people here. They are the best players in the country, but they are also in a tough battle. Just as people were discussing, a system announcement suddenly appeared on Fenglingzi's screen. Player Solipsistic has successfully destroyed the Southeast Array Core. Obtained the title, Head of the Pack. As soon as the news came out, a few people on the battlefield died and returned to the Celestial Mountain. The live broadcast room suddenly fell silent for 2 seconds. Chapter 63. After 1.5 hours of extreme operation, Lu Chen finally killed the Cheongqi remnant soul. The Cheongqi directly turned into a ray of light and disappeared. Lu Chen sat on the ground, panting heavily as he rested on the side. The operation just now was really too tiring. He had been tense for 1.5 hours, and his energy had been greatly depleted. His 10 subordinates and himself were all at red blood, and he could take this opportunity to recover. After a while, Lu Chen came back to his senses and walked to the stone pillar. The Cheongchi remnant's corpse just now disappeared directly. It did not drop any items, not even experience. However, the flames on the stone pillar had been extinguished, and the entire stone pillar was now faintly glowing. The mystery should not be in the Cheongchi, but in this stone pillar. Where's the promised reward? Lu Chen tried to touch the stone pillar with his hand. A strong light burst out, and then the huge stone pillar shrank from 7 to 8 meters until it could be held in his hand. Brave warrior, you have defeated the Cheongchi remnant soul. Please choose your reward from the following options. 1. Cheongchi Soul Essence Fragment. You can summon a powerful illusory Cheongchi guardian spirit to fight for you. The duration and the guardian spirit's combat power will become stronger as your spiritual power grows. 2. Cheongchi Cub. Summon a Cheongchi Cub. The Cheongchi cub is the weakest of the other cubs, and it is very easy to be attacked by other creatures. Its growth requires more effort. Lu Chen frowned. This was the reward for this mission. A Cheongchi. However, before that, he still had to make a choice. How should I choose? The first option was to summon an illusory Cheongchi. It could be very strong from the start and have a certain growth potential, but there was a time limit. The second option was similar to the Beast Kings in the Spirit Controller world. It was an ordinary Cheongchi baby that needed to be raised from a cub to an adult. If he chose this reward, he did not need to worry about the time limit. The first reward is immediate, and the second requires time. Lu Chen was a little conflicted. After careful consideration, Lu Chen decided. Choose the second option. I don't like those with a time limit. Lu Chen said to the 7 kills and 3 idiots. You guys will help me raise them anyway, right? Without teammates, he could only share his thoughts with 7 kills and 3 dumb. You have chosen reward 2. You have received a cub of Cheongchi. Transparent ribbons were extracted from the surrounding air and gathered in front of Lu Chen. Gradually, they formed bones, flesh, and skin. A small creature appeared in front of Lu Chen. Seeing this little thing, Lu Chen was a little depressed. The previous boss was 5 to 6 meters tall. It was huge and had a pair of wings, looking majestic. And this little guy in front of him. How was this Cheongchi? It was clearly a furry husky. His eyes were round, and he looked around in fear. His body was covered in white fur, and his short limbs were trembling as he stood there. Carelessly losing his balance, the little guy fell on his butt on the grass, making a "ao-ao" sound from his mouth, his voice childish. It can't be, this cub is too small. Lu Chen looked depressed. Little guy, where are your wings? A Cheongchi should be more like a tiger. Why do you look more like a puppy? You should at least leave some features so that I can be sure that you are a Cheongchi and not a husky. "Ao-ao," the little guy let out 2 "ao-ao" sounds and struggled to get up. He wobbled to Lu Chen's feet and rubbed his head against it. Hiss! Lu Chen sucked in a breath of cold air. Was this cute little guy really a Cheongchi? If he brought it out, who would believe that it was a Cheongchi? Forget it, the system probably wouldn't lie to him. Lu Chen bent down and picked up the little guy. Speaking of which, this little guy was really cute. Even Lu Chen was about to fall over because of this little guy's cuteness. Alright. Only when you raise a child will you have feelings, right, little guy? Lu Chen held the little Cheongchi. I'll call you Xiaobai from now on. He didn't know whether the little guy liked this name or not. After hearing Lu Chen's words, the little guy widened his round eyes and boldly howled towards the sky. As a result, the 2 howls that came out were still so childish and not scary at all. Lu Chen touched Xiaobai. It felt exactly the same as in real life. His hand even had some of the little guy's warmth. Alright, let me see your attributes. Character, Cheongchi, Level 0, Maximum level 10 in juvenile stage, Growth, 0/100000, pure spiritual energy, 0/100000, blood demon type soul essence. This guy actually ate pure spiritual energy, and the first stage required 100,000 pure spiritual energy. Lu Chen couldn't help but sigh. Raising a Cheong Chi was really not something an ordinary person could bear. Just with 100,000 pure spiritual energy, it would take 70 days without eating or drinking. However, Lu Chen didn't complain this time. After all, Cheong Chi wasn't an ordinary monster. It was impossible to raise it without some effort. If there really was a cultivation world, it would be normal to raise a Cheong Chi and use all the power of a family or sect. In that case, Lu Chen had nothing to complain about with this Jyotian setting. However, what the hell was this blood demon type soul essence? Xiao Bai's growth seemed to require it to kill this kind of monster. Forget it, I'll encounter it in the future. I'll just continue reading for now. Physical strength, 1, agility, 1, physique, 1, attack, 1, defense, 0, health, 100, talent. Sealed. Not only was the talent sealed, but the equipment slot was also completely sealed. It couldn't be opened even with reputation. Ordinary monsters have equipment slots. Chapter 64. Fuck, that guy found the second formation eye. Not good, we don't have much time left. Everyone, let's work harder, or the rewards will be taken by that guy. Fuck, there are so many of us. Can't we beat him alone? Brothers, don't worry. That guy took more than an hour to destroy the formation eye last time. We still have time. The system announcement was like a shot in the arm. The players' eyes turned red as they vented their anger on the wolves. An hour later, the remaining wolves were finally killed. After a short rest, the human army rushed to the back of the wolves. They had explored this area before, but they didn't find anything unusual. However, when they came again this time, they didn't know when a huge chaos gate had appeared in the valley. We're finally out. It's the fog forest. All teams, prepare to enter the dungeon. Previously, everyone had to work together to deal with the wolves. However, now that the fog forest was right in front of them, the competition between the teams was revealed. All the teams fought to be the first to rush through the door. The Iron Blood Guild also rushed through the door. However, when they entered the door, Li Muhua realized that the other teams had disappeared. Looks like they were teleported to different locations, Li Muhua guessed. That's good too. Everyone, remember this. We fought the wolves together outside, but when it comes to snatching the quest, it might not be the same. Yes, boss, we know. Since there was no one else here, Li Muhua did not need to worry. He observed his surroundings. It was foggy, and the visibility was less than 5 meters. Also, after entering the fog forest, their attributes were reduced by 10%. This place is not simple. Li Mu said, everyone, follow me. I suspect that the monsters here are stronger than outside. At that moment, there was a scream not far away. Watch your position. Damn it, I told you not to pull other monsters. Li Muhua and Lu Xuejuan looked at each other and frowned. Let's go take a look. About 40 to 50 meters away from the Iron Blood Guild, a team was fighting with 4 to 5 Dark Moon Silver Wolves. When they got closer, Li Muhua and the others realized that the words, super mutated, were written on the Dark Moon Silver Wolves' heads. Fuck, boss, the monsters inside are stronger. Lu Xuejuan said. No, there's a group of monsters beside them. They pulled out 5 of them to fight. Little Dang, go and scout out the other party's situation. Oh right, take a look at how many monsters are there. One of the team members quickly went to scout alone. Not long after, he came back and reported, battalion. No, boss, that's the joint guild of paladins and black demons. They have a total of 47 people and a total of 20 wild monsters. 19 of them are level 15 super mutated elite spirit wolves and one is level 17 wolf king. Li Muhua nodded and frowned. At the very least, they are elites, boss, what do you mean? Lu Xuejuan asked. Li Muhua pondered for a moment. Based on the strength of these monsters, the paladins and black demons would not be a match for them. Of course, the predators were no match for the wild monsters. However, the question now was whether there was a need to join forces with them. After pondering for a moment, Li Muhua said, the wild monsters here are already so strong. There must be an even stronger boss in the center of the formation. Let's go and join forces with them. Crown Prince, the joint guild of Buried Love and Sweep the World has lured monsters. There are about 70 of them. There are 20 wild monsters over there, one level 17 boss and the rest are level 15 elites. The Dynasty Grand Commandant reported to Crown Prince. Crown Prince scoffed. Ignore them. Let them hold back the wild monsters. We'll go straight to the center of the formation. Crown Prince is right. If someone dies now, it will be too difficult for them to come back alone. We have to try our best to avoid casualties. Finding the center of the formation is more important. Dynasty Elder Jiu said. In the misty forest, visibility was extremely low. Many teams encountered groups of wild monsters as soon as they entered and were unable to escape. As for the other teams, they adopted different strategies. Some chose to form an alliance while others chose to search for the center of the formation. Player Solipsistic successfully destroyed the South Formation Core. Remaining formation cores, 6. Fuck, this guy got another one. Crown Prince clenched his teeth and said, there are only 6 left. Hurry up. Lu Chen had just finished off the boss of the South Formation Core. The one guarding the South Formation Core was the Fire Kirin's Soul Remnant. It was covered in flames and its physical attack was lower than Cheong Chi's. However, its attacks were accompanied by fire. Fire was considered a type of spiritual attack. Lu Chen did not have any spiritual defense yet. When he faced the Fire Kirin's attacks, the damage he received was higher than Cheong Chi's. Fortunately, this guy's health points were lower. After fighting the Fire Kirin for more than an hour, it finally died. Lu Chen leaned against the stone pillar and panted. 2 consecutive battles that were extremely exhausting made him exhausted. I'll choose reward number 2, Lu Chen said weakly. Anyway, raising 1 is the same as raising 2. From Lu Chen's point of view, even if reward number 1 could greatly increase his combat strength in a short period of time, he could not accept the fact that there was a time limit. Since he would be playing for a long time in the future, he might as well spend more time to obtain a permanent battle pet. Moreover, the ones he killed were the mythological beast remnant souls. What he raised was a real mythological beast. The surrounding spiritual energy turned into a small red furball. Its appearance was not even as good as Little White. It was probably a Chinese rural dog. The little guy opened its mouth and barked twice. Ao ao. Just like Little White, it had a childish voice. Lu Chen glanced at the attributes of Little Red. It was like a copy of Little White. Its combat strength was 1. The Fire Kirin focused on spiritual fire attacks while Little White focused on physical attacks. However, the 2 were still too young. They might have to wait until they grew up in the future to gradually widen the gap between their attributes. Lu Chen picked up the little guy and put him together with Xiao Bai. The 2 little guys immediately wrestled with each other, neither giving way to the other. Looking at the clumsy wrestling skills of the 2 little guys, there was no sign of a fight between mythological beasts. Don't fight. Lu Chen held one in each hand and separated the 2 little guys. You 2 are partners in the future. Little White and Little Red did not listen at all. With Lu Chen pinching the back of their necks, they continued to wave their little claws in the air. All right. Fight. Just don't hurt each other. Lu Chen smiled and shook his head. Fang Zheng and Little White were both trash with a combat strength of 1. They probably would not be able to tell who was better after a long time. After getting the 2 rewards, Lu Chen planned to rest for a while and prepare to go to the next place. The boss here is too strong, but the rewards are okay. Lu Chen checked his and his subordinates' backpacks. Not good, the healing medicine is almost gone. Without the healing medicine, Lu Chen might not dare to kill the boss here. Fuck. It's so annoying to not have anywhere to buy medicine. Lu Chen was depressed. At this moment, perhaps because he was too tired, he did not notice. More than 100 people suddenly appeared behind the 3 idiots. From the IDs, this was a joint team formed by 5 guilds. Dragon Scale, Celestial Bane, Fang Tai Group, North Mountain University, and Sky Dome. However, the other party seemed to only see the 3 idiots and not the situation on their side. Why are there gnolls here? Who knows? Everyone, be careful. Don't attract monsters. Look above. Do you see anything there? Lu Chen was now more than 3 meters tall. In the eyes of the players, he was a giant. However, the players did not seem to see Lu Chen, but the words above his head. His name was so long that they saw his name first before they saw him. I can't see what the words are, but it seems to be purple. It's a boss. There's a boss over there. Don't worry, the visibility here is low. Let's go around it. Lu Chen frowned slightly. Was the visibility very low? He could see it clearly. The players had already entered the fog forest. They came quite quickly. They seemed to be affected by the fog forest. Their vision was blocked, and they could only see a few meters in front of them. Looking at such a majestic group carefully bypassing the 3 idiots in an attempt to slip away, a sinister smile appeared on Lu Chen's face. Since that was the case, he might as well kill them. Chapter 65. More than 100 people carefully circled around the 3 idiots and retreated silently. All of this happened under Lu Chen's gaze. Lu Chen immediately signaled the 7 heads and 3 idiots to get to work. The 7 heads began to play a ping-pong game among the crowd. Fuck, who lured the monsters? Fuck, what kind of attack is this? My HP is dropping so fast. Don't panic. Don't panic. Don't panic. Some people kept shouting, trying to maintain the formation. However, in the face of the 7 heads' sudden attack, how could they not panic? Another advantage of ejecting was that in the fog, people could not see the 7 heads' trajectory at all. If they could not see the trajectory, they would not be able to pinpoint the monster's location. Retreat, retreat. Run as many as you can. The commander shouted at the top of his lungs. Right at this moment, a spider web flew out of nowhere and trapped him. Those terrifying attacks were launched at the same time. The commander did not even have time to drink his potions and received his lunchbox within 2 seconds. Once the commander fell, the motley crew became even more chaotic. No, we're going to be wiped out. Whatever, Celestial Dynasty, follow me. Celestial Dynasty in troubled times shouted and launched the final attack. However, just as they ran a few steps, they saw a huge monster appear in front of them. When they looked up, they could not help but feel their hearts tighten. Oh my god, what kind of boss is this? The monster in front of them had the upper body of a gnoll, 8 spider legs, a huge green snake tail behind it, and wooden horns on its head. Its head was golden, and its name was purple. However, the name was too long, so they could not see the whole thing. They could only see, especially strong, especially agile. Could this be the boss of the fog forest? It's too scary. Lu Chen kicked the guy, and his HP dropped to 0. 2 seconds after the poison took effect, he died on the spot. Fuck, this boss is too strong. The leader was insta-killed. It's over, we're definitely going to be wiped out this time. In just a few minutes, the 114 people in the joint team were all killed by an unknown AoE. In addition, the giant boss's poisonous claws were also killed. After the team was wiped out, Lu Chen quickly collected the healing potions. Oh, so many. Lu Chen was surprised. 7 to 8 bottles of healing potions were looted from each corpse, and some even had more than 10 bottles. It seemed that they had prepared a lot of potions for the fog forest. Huh? And dropped equipment? Lu Chen picked up a piece of gravel, and after thinking about it carefully, he suddenly realized. Those players who had reached level 11 had already passed the newbie protection period. They would drop their equipment. Not bad, not bad, not bad. After this trip, Lu Chen obtained more than 800 bottles of healing potions and 4 or 5 pieces of equipment. If he sold them all, he could sell them for 1 or 2,000 yuan. The loot from killing players isn't bad either, especially the healing potions. I can't go to the Immortal Mountain to buy them, so I can only rely on killing players. Exuan Xian's is Xian, he is asterisk b asterisk along the way. Lu Chen encountered 7 to 8 teams with 30 to 60 people. Lu Chen killed all of them. Lu Chen estimated that he was not far from the southwest formation I. At that moment, he received a system notification. Player, Holy Scorching Sun, has entered the southwest formation I. Player, Dynasty Prince, has entered the west formation I. Player, Bloodborne Assassin King, has entered the northwest formation I. Many players had entered the various formation Is. Lu Chen saw a giant stone pillar not far away. It was in the southwest direction, and he was not far from the southwest formation I. Let's go there first. Although the system only said that Holy Scorching Sun had entered the formation I, there were at least 300 players in the southwest formation I. From the IDs, there were at least 5 or 6 teams. Holy Scorching Sun should be the first to enter this area. At that moment, they were fighting a giant beast. It had a pair of giant wings, a body like a lion, and a face like a dragon or a turtle. It's a chaos remnant. Lu Chen lurked at the side. The battlefield was currently in chaos. With a single slap from this guy, more than 20 players had died. Damn, is it a split attack? Lu Chen was shocked. I like this talent. The commanders on the battlefield reacted immediately and shouted, the boss is splitting. Everyone, spread out. His damage is about 2,000. Tank team, pay attention to pulling aggro. Remember, don't take it head-on. Run with the boss. Vision is bad. Secondary tank, pay attention. Everyone else, don't OT. OT, aggro out of control, talisman master, use your skills. Make sure the tanks don't get killed. After their attributes were reduced by 30%, those with more than 2,000 HP were the core of the team. More than 300 people quickly moved. The tanks pulled aggro, and the others took the opportunity to deal damage. Lu Chen nodded slightly. The level of this group of people was really good. More than 300 people, not a team, but they could quickly form a team. Moreover, their vision was very poor in the misty forest, and they could perfectly avoid the boss attacks. Everyone was very accurate in their positioning, especially the main tank called Holy Fire Shield Mountain. His aggro control was very stable. Once chaos turned around, he would quickly return to deal damage and then run circles with the boss. As expected of a professional player. This kind of operation, awareness, and coordination were much better than the average player. Physical attacks won't work. Everyone, try using spiritual attacks. The commander, Holy Fire Scorching Sun, shouted. Holy Fire seemed to be very strong. Holy Fire Shield Mountain's performance had convinced many people. The other guilds also temporarily listened to Holy Fire Scorching Sun's command. The commander has found a way. These people are really good. Lu Chen nodded. In the national server, the experts were still very strong. With more than 300 people, their speed was actually faster than Lu Chen's team. However, Lu Chen was not in a hurry to act. He found a hidden place to observe and rest. We've fought 2 bosses in a row. Let's take a break. During the break, Lu Chen opened the official website. In the most popular live stream rooms, all of them were fighting the formation cores. From these live streams, it could be seen that the fastest was the formation core in the north. There were about 700 to 800 people killing the boss, Water Kirin Soul Remnant. Next was the formation core in the northeast. There were more than 400 people killing the boss, Tao Tai Soul Remnant. Other than that, there was the Swanee Soul Remnant in the northwest, the Fire Swanee Soul Remnant in the west, and the Water Kirin Soul Remnant in the east. Including Lu Chen's Fire Kirin and Cheongqi, there were a total of 8 dire beasts here. 8 directions. The Fire Kirin and Swanee Soul Remnant are in the north, south, east, and west respectively. The other 4 directions are guarded by the 4 great ancient dire beasts. I don't know if I can get all 8. If I can't, I'll try my best to get the 4 great ancient dire beasts. The 4 great ancient dire beasts were Cheongqi, Tao Tai, Swanee, and Chaos. Lu Chen had Cheongqi and Chaos in front of him. As long as he could get Tao Tai and Swanee, he would be complete. It would be good to get all the 4 great ancient dire beasts, not to mention he had a Fire Kirin. It was already 1:00 in the morning, but the total number of viewers in the major live streaming channels had exceeded 100 million. The server-wide mission this time attracted a large number of viewers. They were not qualified to participate in the competition for the time being, but they could see the operation of the top players in the country. Seeing this rare scene, they could not help but feel their blood boiling. The operation of this group of people is really awesome. It's so exciting. They're real professional players. What can they drop? Damn it, these are the Divine Beast Soul Remnants. How sick would the real Divine Beast be? Oh yeah, have you seen Solipsistic's team? I want to see what kind of god that guy is. Oh yeah, I haven't seen Solipsistic in a few places. Could he have died? When fighting this kind of boss, one mistake will result in a team wipe. It's not strange that he died. Lu Chen did not pay attention to the speculations on the internet. He closed the official website and focused his attention on the battle not far away. After waiting patiently for 40 minutes, Chaos HP was only left with about 20,000. Okay, it's time to start stealing kills. For example, if someone's spirit core was 100, the numerator of 100 was the pure spirit chi stored in the spirit core. It could be used to upgrade the level of the spirit core or directly used. In terms of spiritual attack, the spiritual attack of a level 1 spiritual pill was 1 point. Consuming 1 point of pure spiritual energy could only cause 1 point of spiritual damage. The storage limit was 100 points. Lu Chen had a level 8 spirit pill, so his spiritual energy was 8 points. Every time he used a spiritual energy attack, it would consume 1 point of pure spiritual energy and cause 8 points of spiritual energy damage. At the same time, the upper limit of his pure spiritual energy reserve was increased to 800 points. Of course, if he learned a certain skill in the future, the consumption of pure spiritual energy would also increase, and the conversion ratio of pure spiritual energy would also be different. However, at present, players were basically only using ordinary spiritual energy attacks. Therefore, upgrading the level of the spirit core had 2 effects. One was to increase the spiritual damage caused by 1 point of pure spiritual energy, and the other was to increase the upper limit of the pure spiritual energy reserve. But no matter what level the spirit core was, if there was no pure spiritual energy reserve, it would be impossible to launch a spiritual attack. At first, everyone had different levels of reserves of spirit cores. Relying on the large number of people, Tao Tie's HP dropped quite quickly. However, after fighting for a while, on the one hand, they were consuming their pure spiritual energy reserves. On the other hand, Tao Tai was also absorbing their pure spiritual energy, so their reserves were gradually exhausted. Without spiritual energy attacks, physical attacks couldn't break through the defense at all, and the speed of fighting the boss became slower and slower. Tao Tie's innate talent is equivalent to burning magical power. In Jiutian, spiritual energy will become more and more important. This innate talent is strong enough. Lu Chen couldn't help but sigh at the strength of the four vicious beasts. Xiong Qi's combo was equivalent to a 100% critical hit. No, it was stronger than a 100% critical hit because a combo could produce a critical hit. If two consecutive combo produced a critical hit at the same time, it was equivalent to 4 times the critical hit. Primal Chaos Splitting Attack, needless to say, was a close combat skill. Tao Tie's absorption of pure spiritual energy was almost the nemesis of everyone in Jiutian. Tao Tai must be in our hands. Lu Chen stared at the battlefield. Although they are fighting slowly, there are many experts here. It's safer to kill a few first. After saying that, Lu Chen launched his skill again and trapped several tanks. The so-called tanks, at the current stage, were just better equipped and had more experience. They couldn't really withstand the boss at all. Being trapped by Lu Chen like this, no matter how strong and professional they were, they could only be killed in seconds. Several tanks were suddenly trapped by an unknown skill and were quickly killed. The battlefield suddenly became chaotic. What's going on? What the hell? Not good, the boss is out of control. Everyone pay attention to your position. Spread out, spread out. Lu Chen smiled slightly. You have more people, I'll let you fight for a while. I'll be back later. Tao Wu was in the northeast, and Lu Chen hurried to the northeast. Now that time was tight. In order to at least ensure that the 4 ancient beasts were in his hands, Lu Chen had to give up the west and north, and go straight to the 4 ancient beasts. Tao Wu's appearance was more robust, and the 2 horns on his head were exaggeratedly curved. He fought fiercely with more than 300 players in front of him, sometimes roaring and sometimes chasing players. There were 11 or 12 guilds here, more than where Tao Tai was. ESD's ESD Xiao Yao Feng was commanding, and there were also some other guilds, such as Wind Storm and the Internet Police Team. Lu Chen seemed to have some impression of ESD. They seemed to have bought his equipment, but he couldn't remember clearly. After all, many of these guilds had bought his equipment. However, the number of players here was only about 300. He didn't know if it was because these guilds had few people to begin with. At this time, Tao Wu's HP was still 11,000, which was already very low. Lu Chen temporarily observed for a while. Looking like this, Lu Chen couldn't help but be shocked. The reason for the small number of players here was not because these guilds had few people, but because there were too many players who died here. In the previous few places, other players were actually safe because of the skills of tanks. But here, almost no one was a tank in the true sense. Everyone was attacking by themselves. Lu Chen was a little puzzled at first. What was going on? Were there no good tank players here? But Tao Wu gave him the answer. With a bang, a player with over 2,300 HP almost lost all of his HP. Although he survived for the time being, he was inflicted with a debuff, negative abnormal status, stun. Stun for 5 seconds. There was no doubt that this guy would return to the Celestial Mountain soon. Damn, is the talent passive stun? No wonder there are no tanks. In front of such a high attack boss, which tank could survive after being stunned? This was not something that skill could make up for at all. In other words, there was no main tank here, because everyone was a tank. Once targeted, they could only rely on their own positioning to survive for a while. Damn, the 4 ancient ferocious beasts are indeed stronger than the other. Lu Chen took a deep breath. I must get my hands on this Tao Wu. Seven-headed three idiots, stop hiding. Let's start here. Let's get ready to work. Chapter 67. Spider Web Entanglement. Lu Chen immediately attacked, and the 7 heads and 3 dumb heads rushed out of the forest at the same time. The players in the field were focused on dealing with Tao Wu. Suddenly, a white sticky thing shot over and stuck to the players who were trying to delay the boss. On the other side, everyone suddenly realized that their backyard was on fire. Damn, there's a monster behind us. Who lured the monster to another place? What kind of monster is this? Gnolls. And female ghosts? Not good, there's another boss behind us. Damn, its attack is so. Before the last word could be finished, that person returned to the Celestial Mountain to report. At this time, the players not only had to deal with the extremely difficult Tao Wu's soul remnant, but they also had to deal with the enemy behind them. They were attacked from the front and back, and it was difficult to take care of both sides. Damn, where did this monster come from? How did my team members die so quickly? Xiao Yaofeng had a headache. Tao Wu was originally more difficult to deal with than the other bosses, but they also provoked other monsters. The people behind, try to pull those monsters away, the ones here are dying. However, no one answered behind him. From the thick fog, a huge figure gradually appeared. Xiao Yaofeng slightly raised his head and looked at this terrifying monster. This, what kind of creature is this? Gnolls? Spiders? Bamboo pythons? Or 3-petal flower demons? None of them. The name above its head was so long that only part of it could be seen. Gnoll Commander. This is not a gnoll. As he spoke, the terrifying guy raised his front foot and raised his sharp spikes to attack again. 3 numbers suddenly appeared above Xiao Yaofeng's head. -767, critical hit, -300, poisoned, -300, poisoned. This attack. Oh my god. Xiao Yaofeng hurriedly retreated. -300, poisoned, -330, poisoned, -300, poisoned, -360, poisoned. Xiao Yaofeng, dead. Xiao Yaofeng revived in front of the Celestial Mountain reincarnation mirror, and his whole body was stunned. Leader, you died too. Xiao Yaofeng still did not respond. Xiao Yao, were you also poisoned to death by that guy? Xiao Yaofeng turned around and looked at the vice leader, and found a friend. That guy's attack is too terrifying. Qiu Feng nodded. Yes, it was. Even Tao Wu had to hit me twice before he could kill me. But this guy only attacked me once, then turned around and left. Then I was poisoned to death. It's the venom of the poisonous spider and the 7-step poison of the green bamboo python. What kind of monster is that? Gradually, more and more people appeared in front of the reincarnation mirror. Carefree looked at these people and knew what was going on. The people from their teams had all died and returned. Sigh, this is too infuriating. 10,000 HP. Someone at the side was indignant. Everyone, don't just stand there. Let's hurry over. There are so many of us. We should be able to break through. It will take half an hour to get there from here. Is there enough time? Even if it's too late, we still have to go and take a look. After some discussion, Carefree Travel and the other captains felt that there was a need to try again. They immediately reorganized their forces and prepared to head to the 100 Beast Mountain Range. After taking care of ESD and the others, Lu Chen quickly killed Bai En. He could deal over 4,000 HP in one wave. He only needed to deal 3 waves of damage. Bai En's stun was strong, but Lu Chen also had the spider web. Moreover, he had over 10,000 HP, Bai En could not kill him instantly. After killing Bai Hen, the system made an announcement: "You have destroyed the Northeast Formation Core for me, Lone Tyrant." Fuck, Solipsistic actually got lucky. Fuck, I'm so angry. Chiu Feng shook his head. We were 90% done, but Solipsistic actually got lucky. Fuck, I've never been so frustrated playing games in my life. This guy is too disgusting. Carefree Travel sighed. Chiu Feng, we can only blame ourselves for being unlucky this time. If you were Solipsistic, would you let go of this opportunity? Chiu Feng clenched his fist. But after thinking about it carefully, if he saw a boss with low HP, he would naturally not ignore it. Sigh, Carefree, I know you're right. I just feel unfair. Let's go and see if there's another chance. Lu Chen did not have time to complain about the system's big mouth. He did not even have time to look at the rewards and directly chose. Choose reward 2. Obtained, Bai An cub. Bai An looked a bit like a cow. Its size was similar to Xiao Bai and Xiao Hong. It was more attracted to you than a normal cow. Who would have thought that this guy would grow into a terrifying Bai An? Lu Chen smiled and carried Bai An. Little guy, I don't have time to play with you now. You can play with Xiao Bai and Xiao Hong first. 7 heads and 3 idiots, quick, chaos is almost done. Let's go. Chaos Remnant had already cleaned up Holy Flame and the others. A huge beast with 15,000 HP was walking back and forth among a large number of corpses. Luckily there's no HP regeneration. Lu Chen panted. He did not have time to rest and immediately led the 7 heads and 3 idiots to work. Chaos Remnant's attacks were split attacks. Lu Chen's group had fewer people, and 7 of them were long-range attackers. They were not weak at all. After 4 waves of attacks, the Chaos Remnant's huge body crashed to the ground. Player, Solipsistic, destroyed the Southeast Formation Core. Lu Chen was already used to the system announcements and directly chose the Chaos Cub. His pet army was filled with another squeaky lion cub. Lu Chen put away the Chaos Cub and hurried to the next stop. When he left the Northwest Formation Core, Lu Chen left a few spider webs and disabled a few tanks. However, there were quite a lot of experts here. When Lu Chen returned, the players were not wiped out. Tao Tai's HP had been whittled down to a little over 20,000. Thunderclap and TT's remaining substitutes pulled back the aggro and took control of the battlefield. As expected of a top guild. Their adaptability is really good. Lu Chen could not help but exclaim. Of course, all of this was not beyond Lu Chen's expectations. Otherwise, he would not have come to Tao Tai's place in the end. Since the boss did not kill them, Lu Chen had to do it himself. In the fog, Lu Chen was like a ghost. He led the 7-headed fools to kill the players and completely messed up the battlefield. Player, Dynasty Crown Prince, destroyed the East Formation Core. This was the first player other than Solipsistic to successfully destroy the Formation Core. This news also made Lu Chen stunned for a moment. However, calculating the time, no matter how strong Lu Chen was, it was impossible for him to destroy all the Formation Cores. He did not know what reward Dynasty Crown Prince had chosen. Was it a phantom beast or a cub? If it was a cub, Lu Chen still had a chance to snatch it. If it was a phantom beast, then Lu Chen could not do anything about it. Whatever, I'll take down Tao Tai first. Lu Chen quickly collected his thoughts and cleared the battlefield. Under the encirclement of Lu Chen and Tao Tai, as well as the surrounding fog, even if they were all first-class experts, they could only accept the fate of being wiped out. After getting rid of the player team, Lu Chen was much more relaxed when facing Tao Tai. Tao Tai absorbed spiritual energy, but Lu Chen did not use spiritual energy to attack, he used poison. Absorbing impure spiritual energy only made him cultivate for a few more hours when he upgraded his spiritual power in the future. It had no effect on him killing Tao Tai's remnant soul. 20 minutes later, Lu Chen destroyed the Northwest Formation core again and obtained Tao Tai's cub. Ha ha ha, the 4 vicious beasts are in my hands. Lu Chen solved one of his worries and relaxed a lot. Even if there was no harvest, this time he made a lot of money. In order to prevent people from coming over, Lu Chen temporarily left the Northwest Formation core and moved to the center of the large array. This way, no matter which formation core he went to later, it would be very convenient. Dynasty Crown Prince should not leave here so easily. Although Lu Chen had completed his goal, he still did not give up. If he could get all the 8 mythological beasts, it would be perfect. People were greedy. If Lu Chen was like this, then the Dynasty Crown Prince must be like this as well. If Lu Chen guessed correctly, then he still had a chance. However, at this time, a system prompt suddenly appeared. Congratulations on collecting all the cubs of the 4 ancient vicious beasts and activating the hidden task, Ancient Vicious Beasts. The task will expire in 5 minutes. Once received, it must be completed within the specified time. Please choose whether to accept the task. Fuck. What's going on? Lu Chen frowned. The hidden task was activated at this time. Chapter 68. Although it was very rare to encounter a hidden mission, Lu Chen was now eyeing the 8 mythical beasts. This mission was time-limited, so he didn't know if he could make it in time. Let's take a look at the mission first. Lu Chen opened the mission. Mission, Ultimate Beast, Fog Forest Hidden Mission, time-limited, unique, non-repeatable. Mission description. First of all, congratulations to you for completing an incredible feat in a server-wide mission. You single-handedly destroyed more than 4 of the octagonal array cores. You also captured any combination of the 4 ancient beasts or the 4 mythical beasts of water and fire. This is the proof of your strength and luck. You are now qualified to complete a more difficult mission. Lu Chen frowned slightly. It seemed that the activation condition of this hidden mission was to kill the 4 ancient beasts or the 4 mythical beasts of water and fire. He had just gathered the 4 ancient beasts, so the mission was activated. His mission was called Ultimate Beast. If he gathered the 4 mythical beasts of water and fire, the mission might be Ultimate Beast. Then I'm the only one who can activate this mission. Lu Chen thought. Although he didn't gather the 4 mythical beasts of water and fire, Xiaohong was in his hands. In other words, no matter how strong the other players were, they wouldn't be able to activate the mission because they didn't have Fire Kirin. I'm sorry, everyone. Lu Chen laughed sinisterly and sympathized with the other players. Then, he continued to look at the mission. Mission details: choose one of the 4 ancient beasts and enter the killing array to kill its remnant soul. Mission time, 24 hours, mission reward, summoning stone of illusory beast corresponding to the 4 ancient beasts or one of their offspring. Lu Chen blinked his eyes. There was actually a mythical beast's offspring here. This mission could only be activated by gathering the 4 ancient beasts. This also meant that the so-called Ultimate Beast was more powerful than the 4 ancient beasts. Damn, there are stronger ones. Lu Chen suddenly became excited. Let's take a look at the 4 ancient beasts first. 1. Purple Flame Phoenix. 2. Black Flame Dragon Emperor. 3. Sky-Devouring Demonic Tiger. 4. Overturn the Sea Martial Emperor. Lu Chen almost vomited blood. These were the 4 ancient beasts. Compared to them, his long string of prefixes was simply a joke. Dragon, Phoenix, Tiger, Turtle. They corresponded to the 4 great divine beasts, but they were of the dark element. As a citizen of Huaxia, Lu Chen at least knew that the 4 great mythological beasts were the strongest among the mythological beasts. Compared to the 4 great mythological beasts, the Qilin, Baiyan, Baizai, and so on were all inferior. Looks like the strength of the 8 divine beasts guarding the octagonal formation core should be about the same, and these 4 ultimate ferocious beasts are stronger than them. At this moment, all of Lu Chen's doubts had vanished into thin air. What water Qilin? What fire and water? He didn't care anymore. The 4 ultimate ferocious beasts were his true goal. This mission must be completed with all his might. However, the question now was which of the 4 ultimate ferocious beasts should he choose? After pausing for 2 seconds, Lu Qin chose the Black Flame Dragon Emperor. Not for anything else, but because it was a dragon. Hua Xia's dragon. I choose the Black Flame Dragon Emperor. Lu Qin said with certainty. You have chosen your mission target. This will also be your mission reward. Mission, Ultimate Ferocious Beasts, activated. Please place the 4 great ancient ferocious beasts summoning stone or their cubs on the corresponding stone pillars. 4 stone pillars rose slowly from the northeast, southeast, northwest, and southwest directions. When they were about 1.5 meters tall, the 4 stone pillars stopped. Lu Qin placed Little White, Little Red, Little Mao, and Little Cow in the corresponding positions. Will this be like the secret territory prayer? Will they not return me after I put them up? Lu Qin was a little worried. However, the 4 little ones seemed to like staying on the stone pillars. Lu Qin saw that they didn't resist and sat on the stone pillars obediently. He didn't say anything else. I wonder if we can break through the murderous formation. When the 4 little ones returned to their positions, black smoke appeared from the side of the stone pillars. It covered the entire center of the mist forest. The black smoke gathered quickly. The 4 great ancient ferocious beasts that Lu Qin defeated earlier, Qiongqi, Taotai, Tao Wu, and Chaos Spirit appeared again. Damn, don't tell me I have to kill all 4 of them at the same time. Lu Qin was a little nervous. He couldn't kill all 4 of them at the same time. Think about it. Tao Wu stunned them, Qiongqi followed up with a combo attack, and Chaos split them. If Taotai just stood there and watched, his team would be killed within minutes. Dynasty's Crown Prince was leading his team to the Formation Eye in the west. Crown Prince, we've agreed that we'll work together. You get the reward first this time, and we'll get it next time. Huang Sha looked at Dynasty's Crown Prince with his guard up. Huang Sha, God of War is a reputable guild. Do we have to fall out with such a powerful ally just for a reward? Dynasty's Crown Prince laughed. That's right, Huang Sha. If you have the time to be wary of your own people, why don't you think about how to get more divine beasts? Dynasty's 9th Wang Ye said. Dynasty and God of War are definitely strong. There's also Snow Mountain, Mo Shou, and Tai Ah. We have more than 700 people. We're definitely the strongest team in the Fog Forest. With our team, even if we encounter the unique and righteous, we might not have a chance of winning. That's right. I, Crown Prince, will definitely fulfill my promise to God of War and the other leaders. What we need to do now is to get more divine beasts. This thing is definitely beneficial for the development of the guild in the future. Let's not waste time here. Let's go get the fire wushu. Huang Sha thought about it. Although he didn't trust Dynasty, Crown Prince was right. No matter what, they had to get another divine beast first. Although they were both divine beasts of water and fire, Tao Wu was different from Kirin. Kirin had high attack power, but Tao Wu's attack power was lower. However, Tao Wu's specialty was that it could attack from a distance. This was simply a nightmare for players. When they were fighting Tao Wu, Dynasty had more than 700 people, but they had lost more than 200 of them. This showed how troublesome Tao Wu's long-range attack was. As their vision was blocked, Crown Prince and the others hid in the surrounding forest and waited for the report from the scouts. Not long after, the scouts brought back the report. There were only 200 players left in the west. The commander was the Overlord's guild leader, Overlord Ao Tian. Fire Qilin did not have much HP left. It only had slightly more than 10,000 HP left. Overlord, Cloud Top only has this many people. Dynasty Crown Prince rolled his eyes. Huang Sha, this is a good opportunity. The boss's HP is low. Let's go and get it now. Overlord Aotion was concentrating on his command. They had more than 300 people in the beginning. Now, the boss was about to die. It was all thanks to the commander and everyone's ability. Seeing that the boss was about to die, he didn't dare to be careless. However, at that moment, a large group of people charged out of the dense forest behind them. No matter how strong Overlord Aotion's command was, there was nothing he could do when faced with such a situation where he was outnumbered. It's Dynasty and Combat God. Crown Prince, Huang Sha, you're despicable. Dynasty Crown Prince smiled. Aotion, what you're saying is too childish. In this place, the strongest person gets the treasure. You don't have the ability and you want to get your hands on the divine beast. I can only say, sorry. Brothers, kill them. After Dynasty Crown Prince shouted, he signaled to Jiu Wangye who was next to him. Jiu Wangye knew what he meant and immediately pounced on Aotion. Crown Prince, leave this person to me. You go and kill the others. Crown Prince nodded slightly and turned around, disappearing into the fog. Dynasty Crown Prince escaped from the battlefield alone and hid behind the stone pillar. Overlord and the others were no longer a threat. Next, Combat God and Royal's people would kill Huowu. Once they were done, he would be the closest to the stone pillar. That meant that it was not impossible to fight. When it's stunned for 5 seconds, everyone attack with all you've got. Lu Qin shouted as he rushed over, his front leg stabbing at the dragon's tail. -1, critical, -300, poisoned, -300, poisoned. You can use poison. Lu Qin took advantage of the Black Flame Dragon Emperor's stun and attacked continuously. Although he could not break through its defense, the poison effect would last for a while if he attacked a few more times. 5 seconds, the 4 beasts and Lu Qin attacked crazily. The Black Rock Dragon Emperor's HP slowly decreased. In the end, it lost around 20,000 HP. When the Black Rock Dragon Emperor woke up, it immediately turned around and pounced at Cheongqi. Cheongqi had a combo attack. In the same time, it would definitely deal the highest damage. Naturally, it would attract aggro. Black Flame's cooldown was not over yet. The Black Rock Dragon Emperor turned around and pounced at Cheongqi. 4144. Cheongqi's physical defense was quite high. However, the Black Dragon's attack had dealt over 4,000 HP to it. Damn, its physical attack is also so strong. This guy is a dual magician. Lu Qin hurriedly activated Web Entanglement. Tao Wu, Chaos, continue to attack. Tao Tai, burn mana. Cheongqi, keep your distance. Once Tao Wu is stunned, everyone attack. Lu Qin immediately ordered. Under normal circumstances, Cheongqi would not be able to escape from the Black Dragon's attack. However, Lu Qin had a super powerful crowd control skill, Web Entanglement. When Lu Qin first learned this skill, he regretted it. Now, it seemed that the 1,000 Sound of Flowers was worth it. Whether or not he could defeat the Black Rock Dragon Emperor depended on this skill. Tao Wu's stun rate was very high. After 2 to 3 attacks, the Black Rock Dragon Emperor was stunned again. The 4 beasts and Lu Qin rushed forward and attacked it. As Tao Wu could not stack the stun effect during the stun period, the Black Rock Dragon Emperor would definitely wake up after 5 seconds. At this time, Cheongqi, who had the highest damage output and the highest aggro value, quickly ran away. Lu Qin did not wait for the Black Dragon to take all of the damage from the 7-step poison. He immediately used Web Entanglement. Lu Qin had thought very clearly about the reason why he did not wait for the Black Dragon to move and let the 7-step poison take effect. The damage of the 7-step poison was weaker than the 4 mythical beasts. The most important thing now was to protect the 4 mythical beasts. Cheongqi, Tao Wu and Tao Tai were very important. Even Hun Dun, who was the most useless against the Black Rock Dragon Emperor, could deal more damage than the 7-step poison. There was still plenty of time. There was no need to pursue the poison damage. After a few attacks, the Black Rock Dragon Emperor lost 100,000 health points. It had been a long time since it last attacked with the Black Flame. Tao Tai has been limiting its pure spiritual energy storage. If that was the case, it was only a matter of time before they killed the Black Rock Dragon Emperor. Half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours. In the system notification, Dynasty's Crown Prince destroyed the West Relic while Celestial Butcher Xianyuan destroyed the North Relic. However, Lu Qin did not care about these notifications at all. 3 hours. The mission has been completed. With everyone's efforts, we've successfully defended against the mist. The reward for the Octagon Relic has been released. The double experience will start at 10 a.m. on Friday and will end at 20 p.m. In Fenglingzi's live streaming channel. The fans were obviously not satisfied. The mission has been completed. The experts from the national server are so powerful. I heard that those who destroy the relic will get the summoning stone of illusion or the baby of a divine beast. Damn, those who got the rewards are so powerful. Solipsistic got 5 of them. I wonder if he wants the summoning stone or the baby. Dynasty's Crown Prince is so powerful too. He got 2 of the rewards among so many experts. Dynasty will definitely be powerful in the future. Don't you guys know about Dynasty? I heard that Dynasty's Crown Prince tricked Ares' people. Initially, Dynasty's Crown Prince was supposed to get the second reward. However, he touched the stone pillar first and got the reward first. Is that true? Ares' people didn't do anything to them. They went offline after they got the reward. Damn, that's disgusting. Hey, did you guys notice why the mist in the mist forest hasn't dispersed even though the mission has been completed and there are no more monsters in the mist? It was unknown who said this, but everyone was stunned at once. That's right. Wasn't the mission completed? Why hasn't the mist dispersed? A large group of top players from the server were sent to the entrance of the mist. There were enemies and guilds that went through hardships together. However, everyone was looking at the entrance of the mist forest in confusion. The entrance had not disappeared and there was still mist around. What's happening? The mist is still there. Someone's still in there. I know who it is. It's Solipsistic. Everyone came to their senses. That's right. Solipsistic was still in there. Maybe he's fighting some monsters and hasn't left the battle yet. That's why he can't be sent out. That's very possible. He's here to resell equipment. He definitely won't let go of those monsters with such high drops. That's interesting. I'd like to see who this legendary mad god is. The mission had ended. However, none of the 10,000 most powerful players from the national server left. Fenglingzi took a deep breath and said to the audience watching the live stream, Mad God's real face is finally revealed. Chapter 70. Lone Tyrant's ID could be said to be known by everyone in the country. However, the strange thing was that none of the players from the newbie village had said that they had seen Solipsistic before. Perhaps Solipsistic's level was higher than most of the players, but no one had seen him before. This had caused many rumors about Solipsistic to spread on the internet. Now, the Fog Forest mission had merged all the Chinese servers. After the mission, everyone would be teleported to the entrance of the Fog Forest. Moreover, Solipsistic had been on TV 5 times, proving that he was here. Fengling, don't go offline. Let us see Solipsistic. I want to see what kind of monster he is. He can leave all the guilds and players behind. What kind of monster is he? I'm not going to sleep anymore. The #1 mystery of Jiutian is going to be solved today. I must see it with my own eyes. After waiting for half an hour, it was 6:00 o'clock in the morning. Lone Tyrant's group of mobs hadn't been finished yet. It can't be that long, right? He should have been teleported out after the first wave. I think he might not even be here. It's possible that he died before. Black Dragon Yan Huang only had 1/10 of its HP left, but Lu Chen was still in good health. After fighting 5 mythological beast remnant souls, plus spending almost 4 hours with the Black Rock Dragon Emperor, Lu Chen's spirit was exhausted. He was now relying on his last bit of willpower. There would not be a second chance. This time, he had to take down the Black Rock Dragon Emperor. The last hour was the most difficult one for Lu Chen since he started playing the game. Lu Chen was physically and mentally exhausted. He even made a few mistakes, which directly led to the death of Cheong Qi. Fortunately, Han Dun was able to fill in the gaps in time, which prevented the team from being wiped out. Stunned. Lu Chen, Han Dun, Tao Tai, and even the 7 divine beasts launched their final attack. The Black Rock Dragon Emperor's HP was at its last sliver for a few seconds before it was finally killed. Congratulations, you have slain the Black Rock Dragon Emperor Remnant. Mission, Ultimate Dire Beast, completed. Seeing this notification, Lu Chen was completely exhausted. Han Dun and the rest returned to the stone pillars. Even Cheong Qi, who had died in battle, returned. The black gas gradually dissipated, and they became cubs again. Lu Chen lifted his eyelids weakly. Seeing the 4 little fellows sitting there, he smiled weakly. Not bad, at least you've returned them to me. Please select your reward from the options below. 1. Black Flame Dragon Emperor's Soul Essence Fragment. You can summon a powerful Black Rock Dragon Emperor to fight for you. The duration and the strength of the Black Rock Dragon Emperor will become stronger as your spiritual power grows. 2. Black Flame Dragon Emperor Cub. Summon a Black Rock Dragon Emperor Cub. The Black Flame Dragon Emperor Cub is the weakest compared to the other Dragon Emperor Cub and is easily attacked by other creatures. You will need to put in more effort for its growth. I choose reward number 2. Lu Chen did not even think about it. A small black snake appeared in front of Lu Chen. It was about 10 centimeters long. It swam towards Lu Chen and stuck out its tongue from time to time. Lu Chen did not like snakes. If Lu Chen did not know that this fellow was the Black Flame Dragon Emperor Cub, he would have been frightened by this fellow. Lu Chen was too lazy to look at the attributes. He just wanted to rest now. He stretched out his hand. The little fellow climbed up Lu Chen's arm and stopped on Lu Chen's shoulder. It looked very obedient. When the fire Qilin Xiaobai saw the little snake, it stretched out its claws and wanted to bully the little snake. In the end, the little snake stood up and stuck out its tongue at Xiaobai, scaring Xiaobai into hiding in Lu Chen's arms. Ha, little white, I suggest that you get along well with it. It will protect you in the future. After keeping the other 4 cubs, Lu Chen now had 6 divine beast cubs. And one of them was a dragon. You have completed Ultimate Beast and unlocked the legendary hidden mission Divine Blood Demon Seed. Please check the mission panel. Legendary hidden mission. What's that? Lu Chen opened the mission panel curiously. A new mission appeared as expected. Mission, Divine Blood Demon Seed. Even the name of this mission was orange. Completed the mission's Ultimate Divine Beast and Ultimate Beast, and cleared the 3 hidden dungeons Ragnarok, Demonic Shrine, and Ghost Valley. Collected 4 Ultimate Beasts, Black Flame Dragon Emperor, Purple Flame Phoenix, Sky Devouring Demonic Tiger, and Fu Hai Wu. Mission progress, 1/4, collected 4 Ultimate Divine Beasts, Azure Dragon, Foodie Vermilion Bird, Aurora White Tiger, and Gilded Black Tortoise. Mission progress, 0/4, Ragnarok Dungeon, incomplete, Demonic Shrine Dungeon, incomplete, Ghost Valley, incomplete, and, mission reward, 1 portion of Divine Blood, 1 portion of Demon Seed. Looking at this mission, Lu Chen did not feel good. Fuck this, what kind of fucking difficult mission is this? To complete all 4 Ultimate Beasts missions, there were still 4 Ultimate Divine Beasts missions, and to clear the 3 hidden dungeons. Even the weakest part of this mission, subduing the Black Flame Dragon Emperor, required the 4 ancient beasts, and defeating the Black Flame Dragon Emperor. This was already an impossible mission. In the end, in the Divine Blood Demon Seed mission, this mission only took up 1/11 of the mission. If the difficulty of the hidden dungeon was taken into account, it was not even 1/11 of the mission. Fuck, this is indeed a legendary mission. It's impossible to complete. Forget it, I'll not look at it. It has nothing to do with me anyway. However, the next system notification had a lot to do with Lu Chen. Fog Forest mission has been completed. The fog forest will disappear permanently in half an hour. You will be teleported to the entrance of the fog forest in 2 minutes. Fuck. He was going to be teleported out. Didn't this mean that the other players would be teleported out as well? Lu Chen did not know that he was the only one in the fog forest. He also did not know that half an hour ago, there were nearly 5,000 people waiting at the entrance of the fog forest, just to see his glory. Only I, the unique and only, what kind of person was this? Fortunately, Lu Chen thought that the situation would be worse. He thought that he would be teleported out with the other players in the fog forest. Imagine a scene where a group of people were teleported out together, and suddenly there was a half-gnoll, half-spider, with a snake tail, wooden horns, and a string of names above his head. Lu Chen did not dare to imagine that scene. What should I do? What should I do? I'm going to be surrounded by tens of thousands of people. Lu Chen anxiously paced back and forth. Lu Chen's brain was not working. He could only place his hopes on his most magical function, the reputation store. Opening the reputation store, Lu Chen just took a look and found a magical item. Fuck, when did I get this skin? At the same time, the scene at the entrance of the fog forest was different from what everyone expected. At first, many people were waiting for the solipsistic, but after waiting for half an hour and seeing that no one came out, half of them left. Then, another 10 minutes passed. Even the most patient people did not expect to see the solipsistic. However, as the 2 of them quietly went online, the players, who were already exhausted, instantly went into an uproar. Someone discovered that the Crown Prince, who had 2 Fog Forest rewards, and the Celestial Slayer Xian Yuan, who had 1 reward, were mixed in with the crowd. Chapter 71. Dynasty Bastard, I didn't kill you on the public chat and you're shameless. Battle God Yellow Sand was not angry, but his wife Battle God Shui Wu was already mad. In reality, Battle God's people were furious. Despicable bastard, you promised to give us the 2nd reward, but Crown Prince stole it. Are all of you dynasty thieves? The dynasty's Crown Prince was embarrassed to be scolded like that. I accidentally touched the stone pillar. I was focused on lighting the fire. But don't worry, I can give you money and the other guilds. I won't give you less than what I promised you. Get lost. I don't want your stinky money. Battle God Yellow Sand was furious. I've been playing games for more than 10 years, and you're the most shameless person I've ever met. Brothers, the system has been advertising who destroyed the formation core. I'm sure that the system's goal is to expose who has the treasure. Now, the treasure will be exposed more. Let's kill him together. Battle God Yellow Sand's speculation made everyone ponder. Many games encouraged PK, and Battle God Yellow Sand's words made sense. Why did the system keep advertising the points? It wanted the players to PK. Correspondingly, the drop rate would be higher than usual. Overlord's people appeared at that moment. Don't you know that the crow is laughing at the pig? You guys from Ares and Dynasty are the same kind of people. You guys ambushed us when we were fighting the boss. Great, we have to settle this score. Overlord Proud Sky held the broken rock. These two groups of people were talking as if the reward should be theirs. Overlord had been fighting for so long, and now they're just spectators. Battle God, don't think about keeping it all to yourself. Brothers of Overlord, get back what we lost. Kill. While this side was in chaos, the other side was not quiet either. How did Celestial Slayer Xian Yuan get the reward? He seemed to have offended many people. Suddenly, the peaceful mist forest became a battlefield with tens of thousands of people. Of course, the most hated ones were Dynasty's Crown Prince and Celestial Slayer Xian Yuan who had the treasure. Whether it was for revenge or not, no one could say for sure. However, stealing treasures was definitely a big reason. There was still more than a minute before they would be teleported out. Lu Chen quickly recalled the 7-headed idiots and kept the 6 pets in the monster pen. Exchange for human skin, quick. What Lu Chen had marveled at previously was the human player's skin. There was a prerequisite for obtaining the skin, and that was to kill a sufficient number of the species. In the past, Lu Chen had only killed a dozen or so players. But in the dense fog forest, he had killed over 1,000 people in one breath. After the conditions were met, a human player's skin appeared in the reputation field. Perhaps in the eyes of the reputation shop, humans were no different from other species and could be exchanged as long as the requirements were met. This was Lu Chen's life-saving straw. After changing into his human skin, Lu Chen's height suddenly decreased. Those spider legs, wooden horns, and snake tail were all gone. After changing his skin, Lu Chen's appearance finally returned to his original appearance. His equipment could be displayed normally, and his ID could be hidden. He was just like a normal player. Fuck. Seeing that the character's image was exactly the same as his in real life, Lu Chen was so excited that he wanted to cry. I'm finally normal. However, Lu Chen's appearance was only normal. His stats were still his original stats. Alright, now I'm really a wolf in human skin. Just as he was about to be teleported out, Lu Chen made a mental note to change his broken stones into his spiked mace, put on his wolf skin shoulder pads, and took off Evenhill's protection. These stats did not affect him much, but they could confuse other players. I wonder if I can go to the Celestial Mountain main city now. While Lu Chen was still imagining things, a white light rose from under his feet. He had been teleported out. The white light dissipated, and Lu Chen was already at the entrance of the dense fog forest. As soon as he came out, the scene of tens of thousands of people gathered in Lu Chen's imagination did not appear. Instead, the entire area was filled with thousands of people PK. The scene was spectacular and chaotic. It was hard to tell who was on the same side as whom. What the hell? Fighting as soon as I come out? Are they all so brave and fierce? Lu Chen looked confused. Why are there still people spreading the news? Could it be? A somewhat beautiful woman just happened to pass by. When she saw a person suddenly appear, she stopped and looked at Lu Chen strangely. He was alone, and his equipment was a spiked mace and wolf skin shoulder pads. This meant that this guy did not have broken stones. He might have bought them from the trading platform. No, this guy is definitely not the best in the world. How could the best's equipment be so bad? How could he not have his own team? But why did this guy only come out now? Why did you come out so late? The woman asked curiously. Oh, that. Ahem, I didn't come out from the dense fog forest. I went offline here before and just came back online. The woman frowned and thought about it. It seemed to be possible. Beauty, your equipment is so strong. You have broken stones and Evenhill's protection. What are you doing here? Why are you fighting like this? Calling her a beauty, +1 favorability, the beauty did not want to reject this ignorant man. Most importantly, she did not have her guard up against this lone player with average equipment. She explained simply, oh, you might not know since you just came online. Many teams have grudges in the dense fog forest. Actually, it has nothing to do with grudges. It's normal to kill steal in dungeons like this. The real purpose is to get the treasure. Get the treasure? Yeah, Prince and Xianyuan are online. Both of them have treasures. They are now chasing after their two guilds. If it's not for the treasure, what is it? Lu Chen frowned. Those two are still there. Does that mean I still have a chance? Where are they? I don't know. I'm looking for them too. But the fog is not completely gone yet. I'm afraid they might have run away. The fog did not affect Lu Chen. Moreover, Lu Chen's vision was much wider than the average person's. Soon, he saw where Dynasty and Celestial Slayer were. Oh, thank you. I'll be going now. Bye. Lu Chen looked at the woman's ID, Phoenix Dance's Autumn Rain. Phoenix Dances seemed to be a female players' guild. However, there was no time to think. Lu Chen bade farewell and quietly moved toward Dynasty. Phoenix Dance's Autumn Rain did not think much of it. She turned around and continued her search. However, she suddenly stopped and turned around to look in the direction where Lu Chen disappeared. That's weird. How did this guy get through the poisonous fog forest? Phoenix Dance's Autumn Rain could not figure it out. She shook her head and went to meet up with her team. Lu Chen quickly ran toward the battlefield in the fog. He clearly saw that Dynasty's players were protecting Prince with their lives while Prince was running away. If he was out of battle for too long, he might just go offline. The ones who were chasing Prince the most ferociously were a man and a woman. They were War God Kuang Sha and War God Shui Wu. Honey, don't let him escape. I know. I'll kill him even if I have to chase him to the end of the world. The Dynasty Crown Prince was upset. The War God couple was too ferocious. They had been chasing him for almost 20 minutes. He was definitely determined to kill him. Initially, he wanted to go online anonymously and wait for Solipsistic to see if there was a chance for him to steal his treasure. However, he was recognized. Now, he did not dare to stop. He needed a countdown to go offline. However, the others would not give him the time to do so. The direction toward the Immortal Mountain was blocked by the others. He could only run deeper into the 100 Beast Mountain range. He wanted to see if he could use high-level monsters to get rid of them. Lu Chen followed the War God couple all the way. He was still thinking of how to stop them without anyone noticing. However, Lu Chen could not help but laugh when he saw the direction that Prince was running. He would reach the mass grave if he continued running. This guy really knows how to pick a place. Doesn't he know that this is Seven Heads territory? Lu Chen was not in a hurry. He would let him run first. Soon, Dynasty's Crown Prince ran into the mass grave as expected. The Battle God couple chased after him. Suddenly, more than 10 headless flying corpses appeared from the ground under their feet. Honey, it's so scary. War God Shui Wu hugged her husband tightly. Don't be afraid. I'm here. That guy wants to get rid of us here. However, he's not doing well either. We'll definitely win if we fight him 2-on-1. Lu Chen scoffed, I hate it when you show off your love. 7 heads, we're home. Come out. Kill all 3 of them. Chapter 72. The God of War couple ignored the monsters around them and charged at Crown Prince. Despicable be ****, not only will I take back what's mine, but I'll take your reward too. Crown Prince tried his best to stay calm. The monsters' attacks were strange and high damage. The 3 of them had a lot of health left. Although it was dangerous, it might be his only chance to run away. Both he and Huang Sha had Everhill's protection. As long as they were attacked, their opponent's attack and movement speed would be reduced. It would be fatal if they stayed there for even a second. Crown Prince did not fight back against the God of War couple's attack. Crown Prince, you lied to me. Go to hell. -43, -39. As soon as the God of War couple's attack succeeded, Crown Prince ran out of the mass grave. The God of War couple chased after him but realized that they had slowed down. Oh no, it's Everhill's protection. At this moment, more headless flying corpses suddenly surrounded them and attacked the two of them. The husband and wife threw countless heads at each other, and in an instant, they died. Damn it. This guy tricked us again. Crown Prince ran out of the mass grave with blood all over his body. He finally stopped when he saw the God of War couple dead in the mass grave. I told you guys to chase after me. You're too weak to fight me. Panting heavily, the Crown Prince recalled his escape this time. He couldn't help but be shocked by his own wit and courage. He couldn't help but feel a sense of pride in his heart. Ha ha ha, my courage and skills are indeed outstanding. Among nearly 10,000 experts, I alone occupy 2 yuan. So what if there are thousands of people chasing after me? I still manage to escape. I'll have 2 legendary pets in the future. Let's see how you guys can fight me. The only one that's pissed me off is Solipsistic. That guy has 5 legendary pets. I must kill him. Don't worry. I have money and brothers. I've always dominated the game. So what if he's powerful now? I'll kill him sooner or later. I can go offline in a few more seconds. You want to kill me for my treasures? A bunch of trash. Just when Crown Prince was anxiously waiting to go offline, a person walked out from behind him. When Crown Prince turned around and saw that person, he could not stay calm. That guy's equipment was nothing special, and he had hidden his ID just like Crown Prince. But the most fatal thing was that Crown Prince was now a black blood. The Crown Prince was indeed experienced. Even in such a desperate situation, he was still able to think of a countermeasure. Huang Sha and the others knew him, but this nameless person might not know him. It wasn't as if he had no chance. Thinking of this, the Crown Prince gritted his teeth and quickly rushed in front of that person. Aya, the Crown Prince is inside. I almost killed him. Lu Chen frowned, looking confused. What kind of situation was this? What was this guy doing? Friend, are you here to seize the treasure as well? You don't have to hide it. I know. This is very normal. Who doesn't want to get a divine beast? Lu Chen frowned as he looked at the Crown Prince. I noticed that your equipment was only so. I didn't expect you to encounter such a great opportunity. I can only say that you're too lucky. The Crown Prince said excitedly. You can see that I can't kill the Crown Prince anymore. Now, as long as you enter the mass grave, the divine beast will be yours. Lu Chen finally understood. This guy probably thought that he didn't know the Crown Prince himself and used this to lure him into the mass grave. This guy was more than just a little sinister. He was good at using tricks. If it were any other player, they might have been fooled by him. Friend, don't let the Crown Prince leave the battle and go offline. There's no time to hesitate. Hurry. The Crown Prince looked anxious. If it weren't for the fact that he had no blood, he would have rushed in himself. Lu Chen thought to himself, continue acting. This guy had already gotten into character. Luckily, this guy said that he wanted to be friends, so he ignored him. Otherwise, he might have been tricked by this guy behind his back. Sigh, I'm so anxious. I just don't want to see that despicable Crown Prince get away with it. Forget it. If you're afraid, I can't do anything. The army will be here soon. I won't have a chance. Brother, I'm going offline first. We'll meet again. With that, the Crown Prince was about to go offline. This guy actually went offline right in front of him. The more skilled he was, the more daring he was. Lu Chen didn't say anything. He just smashed the crown prince with his hammer. Not only did he stop the crown prince from going offline, he also smashed him to death. Lu Chen's action was too sudden. The crown prince who was offline was so shocked that he jumped out of his chair. Damn! This guy. He didn't believe him at all. It didn't matter if he didn't believe him. The most hateful thing was that this guy didn't expose him. He waited until he went offline before he made his move. Thinking about how he had tried so hard to trick this guy and even said that the crown prince was a despicable person, the crown prince was so angry that he almost suffered internal injuries. You fucking... Ah, I'm so angry. My divine beast, divine beast. It was actually killed by this piece of trash. I'm so angry, I'm so angry. Ah. War God Huang Sha's guess was right. Before the fog forest closed, the drop rate of divine beasts was extremely high. It was even possible that they would drop upon death. Just like now, the crown prince had only dropped a few bottles of healing potions. He didn't even drop any equipment. However, the fire and water Siamese cubs had dropped. The two little ones walked around the crown prince's corpse. They looked quite pitiful. Lu Chen picked up the two little ones and smiled. Don't be sad. If you follow this guy, he'll probably treat you like livestock. It's better if you follow me. I have a lot of friends here. After putting the fire and water Siamese cubs back into the stable, Lu Chen recalled the 7 of them. He also put away Avonhill's guardian that Huang Sha had dropped. He immediately looked for his next target. Coincidentally, Tu Xian Yuan's escape plan was the same as the Crown Prince's. Run towards the higher-leveled monsters and take advantage of the chaos to have a chance. Lu Chen wasn't in a hurry. He put the 7 of them back into the mass grave and found a place to hide. There were 7 or 8 people following behind Tu Xian. It seemed that the Tu Xian guild was slightly weaker than the royal family. Them? Among the 8 people, Lu Chen actually recognized 4 of them. Iron Blood Country Defender, Soaring Dragon War Sky, Windchime, and Azura Violet Glow. Iron Blood Country was none other than the fellow who had helped him settle the dispute over his house purchase. Soaring Dragon War Sky was a member of the Soaring Dragon Guild. The reason why Lu Chen recognized him was because he was the guild leader of his younger sister, Lu Yi. As for Wind Chime, her fame was second only to Lone Tyrant. There was also Azura Violet Glow. Lu Chen didn't know her, but he recognized her clothes. She was wearing the 100-flower dress that was sold for 100,000 renminbi. Wasn't it bought by someone called Dancing Deity? Why did you give it to her? Lu Chen still remembered that name. After all, it was the most expensive equipment he had ever sold. Unfortunately, even though these 8 people were strong, their fates were not much different after being led into the mass grave by Tu Xian Yuan. The more people went in, the more headless corpses were attracted, and the more terrifying the ejection attack would be. Moreover, there were 7 of them mixed in with the other headless corpses, secretly attacking. The 9 people immediately started a game of throwing their heads. I was scared to death. What the hell is this place? Windchime screamed in fright. Azura Violet Glow looked calm, but her face was already pale. Unsurprisingly, not long after, the 9 experts, including Tu Xian Yuan, died in the mass grave. Beside Tu Xian Yuan's corpse, there was a blue little guy that had lost its support. It was crying out, looking weak and helpless beside Tu Xian Yuan's corpse. When the surrounding headless corpses saw this little guy, they were like monsters that saw Tang Seng's meat, and they mercilessly pounced on it. The little guy looked helplessly at these terrifying headless corpses. Perhaps when it grew up, it could kill these weak creatures as it wished, but now, it seemed that it would not have a future. At this moment, a large hand hugged it. It looked up blankly and looked at this unfamiliar human. Lu Chen smiled. Little guy, I finally found you. Are you scared? I've already asked the heavenly auction staff, but they couldn't give me an explanation. They only said that the game wouldn't go wrong and told us to wait patiently. Of course, there were also a few tycoons who weren't afraid of death. In order to maintain their level advantage, they changed to cheap equipment and forced themselves to level up. They didn't even know how many of their equipment were broken. 8 p.m. Lu Chen slowly woke up. When he opened his eyes, Lu Chen realized that he was still in the game. The seven-headed three idiots were standing guard beside him. After thinking for a while, he finally recalled what had happened. Damn, it's already 8 p.m. I slept for 14 hours. Lu Chen sat up with difficulty. Damn, what a good sleep. Lu Chen patted his face. I'm just so hungry. Forget it, I'll kill the Azure Dragon first and go eat. Let's move around a bit and wake up. Lu Chen stood up and ran around casually, quickly getting back to his senses. In order to ensure that there wouldn't be any accidents, Lu Chen moved around for half an hour before deciding to do the quest. The steps to summoning the Azure Dragon were the same as the Black Flame Dragon Emperor. He placed the Aqua Fire Kirin and the Aqua Fire Tao Wu on the corresponding stone pillars. Green pure spiritual energy appeared in the surroundings and gathered to form a 10-meter-long giant. Damn, this is the Azure Dragon. It's even more powerful than I imagined. Lu Chen licked his lips. For divine beasts of water and fire, let's do it. The Azure Dragon was also a dual cultivator. The green flames that it spat out seemed to be even more terrifying. After being hit, there would be a continuous health loss debuff. Originally, Lu Chen was having a headache about how to defeat the Azure Dragon without Tao Wu's stun and Tao Tai's absorption of spiritual energy. However, the four divine beasts of water and fire gave him a huge surprise. The Water Kirin's water had healing effects. The Water Kirin's water had a freezing effect. The Fire Tao Wu and the Fire Kirin seemed to be very high. When the Azure Dragon hit them, the damage wasn't too high. With the Water Kirin's freezing and the Water Kirin's healing, they could hold on for a while. However, there were also drawbacks. The Azure Dragon's resistance to water and fire was very high. The four divine beasts' health loss was very slow. At this time, Lu Chen's poison actually played a role. He used the spider web to restrict the Azure Dragon, giving the Water Kirin and the Water Kirin time to cool down. At the same time, he used the two poisons to make up for the damage. This guy isn't difficult to defeat. The key is to spend more time. Lu Chen shouted. Don't panic. Just follow the current rhythm and let's exhaust it to death. This battle lasted for 6 hours. After 6 hours, the Azure Dragon's huge body fell from the sky and dissipated into green spiritual threads. Lu Chen sat on the ground and let out a sigh of relief. Damn, it's finally dead. Don't ask. Choose the second reward. I want the cub. The green mist dispersed, and a small green snake shyly climbed onto Lu Chen's arm. Lu Chen smiled and let out a long sigh of relief. Little guy, I finally got you. Chapter 74. In Lu Chen's pet pen, there were a total of 10 mythical beast cubs. Although their real identities were scary, the four ancient ferocious beasts, the four mythical beasts of water and fire, the Black Flame Dragon Emperor, and the Azure Dragon. Now, all of them looked like kittens and puppies. Little Green saw Little Black next door and looked like it wanted to fight. Little Black did not intend to bother with Little Green and was sticking out its tongue at Little White next door. Little White was so scared that it shrank to the side. I've opened a zoo nursery. Lu Chen shook his head. He looked at the Azure Dragon's status just now. It was also a piece of trash with a combat power of 1, but it needed 500,000 pure spiritual energy and 500,000 psychic creatures' soul essence. Not to mention where he was going to get the soul essence, just 500,000 pure spiritual energy was enough to frighten him. Moreover, Lu Chen wanted to raise 10 of them, and everyone needed at least 100,000 spiritual energy. Bottomless pit. Lu Chen sighed. No, why am I sleepy again? I'm hungry and sleepy. I should adjust my biological clock back. My body can't take it if I stay up all night. Not long after, Lu Chen was finally teleported out. After thinking about it, Lu Chen first returned to the Love Peak camp and called out the 7 heads and 3 idiots. The 10 of you will cultivate your spiritual energy in the camp during this period. I'll put the 10 little ones here. Each of you will be responsible for one. The pure spiritual energy from cultivation will be fed to them. The 7 heads and 3 idiots stood in a line, and Lu Chen randomly distributed a cub to each of them. You little ones are good. Don't run around. People who run around won't get pure spiritual energy to eat. The monsters around the camp were close to level 20, and there was a protective formation. The current players would not be a threat here. Moreover, the spiritual energy in the territory was 1.2 times faster than outside, so the efficiency of cultivation here was also higher. After arranging these guys, Lu Chen put the healing medicine in his backpack into the army's warehouse. Okay, I might not be here during this period. You guys stay here and cultivate seriously. Don't leave the territory. I'll come and see you every day. After saying that, Lu Chen left the Love Peak territory and went offline when he reached an area not far away from the Celestial Mountain. He stayed up all night and was dispirited for 3 days. Lu Chen used the fact that he slept 18 hours a day to prove that this theory was not valid. At 7:00 the next morning, Lu Chen woke up early and was full of energy. Washing up, eating breakfast, and exercising in the neighborhood, life returned to its regular routine. Back at his residence, Lu Chen looked at a few buildings in the city center and decided on one of them. The 132 square meter 6-story elevator was a small high-rise, with an attic on the top floor and a balcony on the top floor. The total price was 1.44 million yuan. This is good. The attic can be used as a place for activities. With such a big balcony, we can let Louis grow some flowers and plants or raise a pet to dry her clothes. Perfect. There's still a month before the market opens. I can earn some money to buy the house and buy some furniture. After looking at the house for a while, Lu Chen logged into the game. With a flash of white light, Lu Chen entered the battle as soon as he logged in. Coincidentally, there was a phantom moon silver wolf beside him. Once it noticed Lu Chen, it pounced on him. The official reminder to not log off in the wild was right. However, with Lu Chen's stats, the level 11 wolf was nothing to be afraid of. Just as Lu Chen was about to attack, he suddenly heard a shout. Hey, why are you logging on in the wild? Don't be afraid, we're here to help you. Lu Chen looked towards the source of the voice and saw a small team of 3 running towards him. Right, he was now in human form, so they treated him as one of their own. The 3 of them did not have the same prefix. There were 2 girls and 1 guy. The 2 girls were called Blossoming Fragrance and Red High Heels, while the guy was called 10 Steps a Man. They were all level 10. The 3 of them rushed over and attacked the level 11 Phantom Moon Silver Wolf. The 3 of them managed to kill it while maintaining half of its health. Lu Chen did not attack at all. After all, if he attacked, the wolf would have died. Even if he turned off the poison effect, 200 plus damage was still frightening. The 3 of them were quite lucky. The wolf actually dropped a set of shoulder pads. You all have shoulder pads, right? I'll go sell them later and we'll split the money. Red High Heels seemed to be the leader of the 3. The other 2 members had no objections to Red High Heels' words. After dealing with the equipment, Red High Heels walked in front of Lu Chen and looked at him strangely. His equipment was about the same as theirs. He had a mace, shoulder pads, a vest, 2 pieces of poison resistance equipment, a pair of gauntlets and leg guards, and a green spiderweb hat. This guy hid his ID, so they could not see his level. Hey, why are you logging on here? It's dangerous for you to be here alone. Red High Heels said. Lu Chen blinked his eyes. Okay, I'll be careful next time. Thank you guys. Speaking of which, Red High Heels looked a little familiar. Maybe all pretty girls looked alike. You're so careless. If it weren't for us, you'd definitely be dead. Falling Flower Zhixiang was a girl less than 20 years old. She looked a little like Red High Heels, but her personality seemed to be more straightforward. Xiao AI, that's enough. Don't say any more. He might have teamed up with his teammates. The man said, Friend, which guild are you from? I don't have a guild. Lu Chen saw that the man's ID was a little strange and asked, What's the meaning of your ID? I've heard of killing a person with every 10 steps. Isn't this a little too harsh on yourself? As soon as Lu Chen finished speaking, Red High Heels could not help but laugh. Him. His original intention was for others to kneel to him to show that he was strong. In the end, everyone who saw this ID said that he would kill a person with every 10 steps. The man scratched his head embarrassedly. Don't mention it. It's a complete mistake. This Tianqing won't give me a name change card or a new account. Sigh. Lu Chen felt that these three people were quite interesting. Which guild are you from? We're playing with a few friends, 10 steps said. A few friends? Then how did you get through the poison fog forest? The man said straightforwardly. Wasn't there fog all day yesterday? Those experts did not dare to go out of the city to level up, so they ran to the beginner village to bring people out. You only need to spend a little money to bring people out. Lu Chen frowned. There was fog all day yesterday. Right, he had activated the ultimate mythical beast quest before the poison fog forest closed, causing the forest to close later. There were actually people doing this kind of business. Then, how much was it? Didn't you take a car here? The three people looked at Lu Chen strangely. This guy was alone, without a guild, and his equipment was average. How did he get here? Lu Chen hurriedly said, Oh, I just wanted to understand the market and see if I was scammed. You shouldn't be scammed. The price is about the same, 1,000 for a seat. Normally, guilds can only bring 3 outsiders per trip. Lu Chen thought about it. The business was not bad, but it was not easy for him to do it alone. Although he could not die, he did not have the taunt skill, so he could not guarantee that others would come. Speaking of which, guilds leveled up to earn money. It seemed that he had found a way for them. Oh, it's 1,000 for me too, Lu Chen said perfunctorily. Right, friend, if you don't have a guild or a team, why don't you join our team? We can take care of each other. Lu Chen smiled. No, I'm going to the Celestial Mountain now. Celestial Mountain? We are out of potions. We can bring you along to avoid encountering monsters. 10 steps seemed to want to pull Lu Chen into the team. Even if he did not join the team now, at least they could get to know each other. Lu Chen thought about it. They were weak, and it was rare to see him alone. They would definitely want him to join them. Jiutian had an interesting setting. Just like the real world, players could hide their strength from anyone. When attacking, they were allowed to adjust the percentage of their strength and lower their attributes. However, which normal person would hide their strength? Coincidentally, Lu Chen was not a normal person. Forming a team would help him hide his identity. Okay, let's go together then, Lu Chen said calmly. You're tuning in to the Blissful Bookshelf YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.